Tired of being censored on social media? Join 6zeros.net. It's black owned, black operated, and black moderated, and we make sure it stays a safe space for us to talk about all things black culture. We also got some cool gear like the FDM cotton crew neck, the Fearless Ancestors tee, hats, and more. Check us out at 6zeros.net. Hey girl, why are you so sad?
I just got banned from Twitter again.
Should have been on 6zeros.net. Ah.
All right. Welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx officially. Let me get this banner going up here. Let's get this banner, this first one going. All right, so how's everybody doing this evening? We are here. Let's see what we got in the house. We got Judah Queen in the house, Pride at Bentley, Silent D, Kathy B, Shawana Stevens, Brandon Cruz sings. All right. So as y'all coming in, please hit the like and share. And we're going to get right into it. This is the midweek report. Let me make sure something here. Make sure everything's good. All right. Looks like it. Looks like we're good to go. All right. So first things first. This tasty little tidbit of information that came out of Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is actually suing the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers. And I'll let them tell you. This is the press conference that they did on this.
Rewrite history and sweep the events of January 6th under the rug. The District of...
Let me try that again. Let me start that again. Yeah.
While some desperately want to rewrite history and sweep the events of January 6th under the rug, the District of Columbia and its residents have chosen to speak truth through this filing, through this complaint, through this case. It is for these reasons that the independent Office of Attorney General for the District of Columbia is filing the first civil lawsuit by a state or municipal government to hold accountable the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, and more than 30 of their leaders and members for conspiring to terrorize the District of Columbia, for unlawfully interfering with our country's peaceful transition of power, and for assaulting our men and women in blue who valiantly defended the Capitol, the district, and our freedoms.
Yeah. So, if no one's going to take criminal action, they will take civil action. And, that works because, again, what that does is put a financial strain on these white supremacist national groups. So it works, definitely works for our benefit. Works to the detriment of the white supremacists, of course. So, of course, moving right along, because I want to get through a lot of these different topics. We understand that what we heard today about Derek Chauvin, he re-entered his plea in federal court and changed it to guilty. So it turns out to be kind of an interesting situation. So I'm going to play this little video, and then we're going to get into the press conference with the family, because that is a little interesting. So here we go. something I want y'all to pay attention to, family, is with the whole George Floyd situation, which has garnered so much attention nationwide, worldwide. So much so that even other nations can condemn the United States of their treatment of black folks because, number one, with this Derek Chauvin trial and, with him murdering George Floyd, because we control the narrative this time, and I mean we as in the grassroots, the black grassroots, the new black media, we set the tone and the narrative. The world had to take notice. Now you even have Iran talking about putting sanctions. They're threatening on putting sanctions on America for their treatment of black Americans and using the George Floyd situation as a reference. As well they should. So, family, let me always point out to you, you never know who's watching. You just do the work and make sure that you get this information out nonetheless. Because we always have the naysayers that say, well, what's that going to do? What's that going to do? Doing nothing does nothing. But doing something can at least bring something. You have a chance. You have a 50-50 chance at doing something and getting something. But you have a 100% chance of getting nothing, doing nothing. So those are the people who say, well, why bother? Well, this is why bother. You got a policeman finally convicted who will do over 20 years, who now has to actually plead to what he did. Oh, yeah, La Ket, love and light. Yes, indeed. Welcome, welcome. So let me show you something. This is the press conference, which overall it wasn't that bad. The family.
Also with attorney Bhavani Ravindran. We're two of the attorneys that represent the Floyd family, along with two of America's great attorneys, Ben Crump and Tony Romanucci. Here today from George's family, who are obviously more important than we are. We have with us Rodney Floyd, Brandon Williams, Philonise Floyd, and Terrence Floyd. And I'm sure you all got to know them throughout the trial, and they've been incredible ambassadors.
Now, y'all have heard Philonise Floyd before. He's the one that said all lives matter before. Well, let's get to another one of these relatives here. This one actually kind of kept it a buck. He kept it on code. If you guys have watched this, but let's see. Where's this guy? Where's he at? Okay. Let's listen to what this guy has to say. Ooh-wee. Dan Ruck, what's going on? What's going on? Royal family in the house. Right, Judah Queen.
I actually wanted to know why, but hearing him say that plea to being guilty, it made me feel like finally he took accountability, and wanting to know why, it really does. I know why. I understand why, because when he said guilty, he's pleading guilty. I know he know why, so I don't even need to even explain it anymore. The fact still remains that he's actually going to be in prison, and he's going to do time for what he did. So that's good enough for me.
Everything surprises me for what I've seen from the beginning. He was very nonchalant. Uh, he really didn't say a lot of different things. But um, when I walked up into this courtroom, and before I even got into the courtroom, you can see a eagle, and that eagle symbolizes freedom, and it's everywhere now. And the way I look at everything, if you can make federal laws to protect that bird, you can make federal laws to protect people of color. And Frederick Douglass once quoted that um, if if it takes a while to make progress, then you know you have something brewing. So to me, it's it's big just being able to be here and get the understanding of what's going on in this case. Um, we came here just like we did before. We just wanted accountability because we can never have justice because we can never get George back.
I'm trying to see what the other brother's little
We can
statement
get
at.
George off
Maybe
of
it ain't
trial,
on this one.
but instead,
And
Okay,
let's all keep that message.
okay. So I guess I don't
I don't know.
have
I
that
think
part.
it's the first time.
But the brother also said, the other brother also alluded to all lives matter. We all in this together. This type of people of color talk. It's almost like when black folks actually get something for black folk. Um, it's like you feel like you got to apologize for getting justice. We talked about that here before. Stop doing that. You ain't got to apologize for somebody doing right by you. Finally, I mean, good grief. Yeah, yes, absolutely, Brandon. Man, it's insane. So I wish, I wish the family the best. Hopefully they don't keep going on with the all lives matter talk because that does not help us at all. Uh, you know, and I think people, well, I hope people understand that. But it's kind of seeming a little hard to get through to people these days. Let's see, do I have this? Okay. So let me play this next piece for you. Exactly. Take a win. Man, I don't understand what's wrong with our folks, man. It just makes no sense. You get, again, take a win. We deserve justice, and our family deserves justice. Today, justice prevailed and the right thing happened. You don't have to give let's love everybody speech after that. You got done right by, let that be that. I mean, that's too much of that. And we're gonna get to the meat of the matter of why we should not be doing that at all. Um, because we gotta understand, like we got this Kim Potter trial going on right now. Prime example. They're trying to give her this character build up. Well, it's easy. They do that to all of these people until you find out what their character really is. My point to everybody is I see what their character is right off the rip, you know, and it's not based on a color. It's based on what they're saying and what they're doing and what they're not saying or what they're not doing. Has nothing to do with anything else. With that being said, moving right along, Google. Looks like Google's getting in the mix of strong arming their people. So they're forcing that venom down people's throats, and if you don't take it, well, now mind you, in the time that we're saying we are in a crisis, pandemic, for some reason it makes sense to put people in the poorhouse by way of unemployment by saying employment's on the rise, but it's only going to be on the rise if you get this jab. That sounds like totally. I can't even. I never can say that damn word. That's some Hitler type stuff, for real. So check this out.
employees that they would lose pay and eventually be fired.
Wait, go back.
Google has told its employees that they would lose pay and eventually be fired if they do not follow the COVID-19 vaccination rules. An internal memo circulated by the Google leadership, viewed by global business outlet CNBC, said that employees had until December 3rd to declare their vaccination status. The employees were required to upload documentation showing proof of vaccination or apply for a medical or religious exemption. After that date, Google said it would start contacting employees who had not uploaded their status or still remained unvaccinated. Employees who have not complied with the vaccination rules by Jan 18th will be paid on administrative leaves for 30 days, following unpaid personal leave for up to 6 months and termination.
Well, damn. Let me see. I got this other one in here I need to play for you. So what y'all think about that? They're really putting the screws with folks, ain't they? And we told y'all this was coming. I mean, there's plenty of us who have warned people about stuff like this. We were called conspiracy theorists. Go figure. I mean, what? I just saw something. They said it's not a conspiracy if it's true. We're going to get to that, too. Let's see. Let me get this back for you. Where's that? Let's see what that is. Yep. And so, of course, I'm sure y'all heard Kroger's doing the same thing. Check this out.
In the United States, Kroger plans to cut some COVID-19 benefits for unvaccinated employees next year. In an effort to push more workers to get the shot amid concerns over the Omicron variant, a spokesman for the supermarket chain said Tuesday the company will no longer provide paid COVID-19 leave for unvaccinated employees and will apply a $50 monthly health insurance surcharge to salaried non-union workers. Kroger had about 465,000 employees at the start of this year, according to a regulatory filing, which includes workers at Ralph's, Harris Teeter, and Food for Less stores. The push to get more employees vaccinated comes as President Joe Biden faces setbacks in implementing his vaccine or test mandate for private businesses. Analysts have said concerns over the new variant could cause a jump in crowds at Kroger stores in the coming weeks as consumers look to stock up on household essentials.
Now, what kind of leader of a nation looks to set his own people in an absolute frenzy over something that he can prevent by not forcing something on somebody? That, of course, still has yet to be proven. Doesn't that make sense? So I don't understand how anybody could still be trusting this dude named Joe Biden. And especially the other people, the slouchies. Well, like Jason Black has said so many times, you gotta watch these old niggas. Because check this out. Now, they were talking about how student debt cancellation, that's going to be good for the black community. Well, how many people in HBCUs went to these schools and got student loans that need to be loan wiped out? If you don't vote for that, you stupid. You stuck on stupid. How did you see that? Well, today, Joe Biden has announced, well, either today or yesterday, Joe Biden has announced that, he ain't forgiving those student loans. So not only did he cut like over $60 million or $1 billion from the HBCUs, gave them $1 billion, while all these other universities that, mind you, are taking a major hand and role in gentrification of black communities, uh, man, these people are getting billions, 14s and 30s and 20s. And that's a lot of money, ain't it, to give to a college. But yet, when I say we could get one thing for reparations that we could do is guarantee education, guarantee health insurance, guarantee tax-free work. Because how do you have people paying taxes when they built something and never been repaid for what they built? Repayment, repair. That's what reparations is. I know a lot of people don't understand that conversation, but when a person or a group has not been made whole, that is just an outstanding debt. The IRS would come and hit you with interest on an outstanding debt like that. That debt doesn't go away because it's been so long. Trust me, if the IRS wouldn't forget, why should a group of people? I'm just making common sense. But with that being said, let's listen to how some of these people who were put in place to basically entice the black community to stay on the Democratic train, how they're now trying to kind of backtrack their own backing of Joe Biden, which is hilarious. Because, this is their guy. We were the people who said no tangibles, no vote. We were stupid. Ice Cube got lambasted. He's getting ambushed going on black talk shows to where he should be able to speak freely in front of the world for black issues. They wanted to make it about gender. Now we have these cases going on. You ain't seen these gender individuals nowhere. On top of that, Me Too or Time Is Up has already closed their doors. Me Too is basically non-existent. Let's keep it a buck. So let's hear Cornel West. And this is a dude who we all grew up on, especially in my age range, as, one of our most more intelligent, reputable scholars, and which he is. However, they seem to have certain ideals that our generation just absolutely detests. So that's where we come to a bumping of heads. You understand what I'm saying? And I won't necessarily say that they're boule or not. Some have speculated to be so. Just looking at how some other things out in the YouTubeosphere are starting to take place. Only took one time for me to mention. So let's hear some elders of that ilk, shall we?
Move by the White House to just say, we're not doing it. You're going to have to start paying back this debt. There's some people who believe that they have the authority to do this as an executive order on the Higher Education Act. What do you make of this?
Of course he do. He don't give a damn about black folks. This is the whole major point that we were telling you in the first place. At least Trump isn't doing things to take money out of our community. And he's at least doing things that keeps outsiders away from our opportunities. But, oh man, you okay with a racist being in the White House? Joe Biden is Strom Thurmond's protege. Here's how you work it. Understanding, you don't change the goal, you change the tactics. And black folks are so gullible to believe that a devout, lifelong racist like Strom Thurmond somehow had to change a heart at that age after being in leadership of the Klan. You got to be some kind of stupid. But anyway, when you have people like this, And then you got generations like, I totally get it. They get these type of people to groom our generation into believing that these individuals can actually change. Strom Thurmond ain't changed a damn thing. All he did was taught Joe Biden how to be more crafty at executing the plans for systematic white supremacy. I think by now that should be clear. And now these old buck broken house Negroes are getting a wake up call. Hold you on that.
I think it takes us back to the hypocrisy of the Biden administration, who
Narcoleptic Joe,
especially in black communities, that
View
they want
one.
to speak to this issue of student loan debt, partly responding to Brother Bernie's campaign. Bernie wanted to cancel it across the board. They said, no, we can steal some of the thunder from the Bernie campaign, and that we're going to address this issue so that folk won't get locked in, especially young, precious students. He extended it. We got excited. He extended it, got excited. Now it's clear they're not going to extend it, which means that a disproportionate burden will fall on black students, even though we're concerned about students across the board. And keep in mind, my brother, they just passed a $768 billion defense bill where they got more jets than they wanted. They got more ships than they wanted. And yet they can't find the compassion. They can't find the political leadership.
It's not that they can't find it. It's that they never had it. What you can't seem to find is your brain. And to see, hey, this is what they keep showing me. And we still have got people up here talking this foolishness, trying to find some compassion. What the hell are you talking about? When a person shows you how heartless they have already been to your community, what compassion are you expecting from Joe Biden? Crime Bill Joe. Good grief. But, man, and see, this is why you can't put the new wine in old wineskins, because he's still looking for somebody to like it. That's what this type of talk is. And no, we ain't on that type of time now.
$1 billion defense bill where they got more jets than they wanted. They got more ships than they wanted. And yet
he conveniently seems to leave out the fact that they also made a crime bill, so there's more money for police in there as well.
They can't find the compassion. They can't find the political leadership to try to cancel some of this student debt. It's a hypocritical situation. And you got,
who the hell is they? All of a sudden, it's vague. It's real vague now, huh? They, like this mystical they. Who's they? President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris and the Senate and the Congressional Black Caucus, which always is so eager to use black folks as a stepping stone for another group? You mean like that? Those days? Oh, okay. They who? All of a sudden he getting real vague. This is a scholared man. But all of a sudden you just watched him cower. Because he ain't calling no one out. How we can't find a political leadership. Negro, you have a president. What are you talking about? And when your president told you, once again, I ain't doing nothing for you Negroes. How about that? Well, what leadership are you doing? Compassion. Huh? These guys is done. If y'all don't understand, listen, anybody of this ilk at this stage in the game, you still trust these people? Come on, man.
some Democrats like Elizabeth and Bernie and a few others who are concerned about this, but not enough. And probably most of the Democrats will cave in and kowtow to the Biden administration. And these poor students are going to get overburdened once again, though, brother. They're going to fall through the cracks.
Oh, boy. See, man, you have these other ones and you have... No, the fact of the matter is, ain't none of them lifted a finger. You know what they're busy doing right now? They're busy getting a bill passed for Islamophobia. Like all of a sudden there's some kind of a tax like Chinese folks or on Asian folks. Now they got a whole new bill. No study. They just walked up on the floor and went and got that bill. Guess what? All of these Congressional Black Caucus Negroes was right there. Right there. Let's hear some more of this Butler talk.
Graduates regret having taken out educational loans that they now see as unpayable and not worth it. You know, are these black graduates basically just being left out to dry in this back and forth about whether or not, you know, Biden can do it on his own or whether or not he wants to pitch it back over to Congress? And
listen to something. What he's asking, did black people get tricked? Man, Silent D, for real. Somebody cue the fiddle and banjo music right now. I mean, good grief. I mean, how much are you? This is what educated buck broken looks like. He is just absolutely refusing to call out any politician who is allowing this to happen. Don't act like you don't know how this decimates your community, especially when you ran on the platform of cancellation of student debt. You kept trying to tell black folks how great this was while they were getting their booties to the polls and weren't worried about voter suppression. This was one of those issues. Imagine that. Joe Biden burnt black Democrats again. And within the first year, just saying, yeah, man, I mean, if y'all wanted to know how racist a man is, don't tell me about what he has to say. Worry about the attacks on your neighborhood, on your community. Now he just single-handedly put half of your community right back in debt. Jeez.
basically both areas basically letting it die.
Well, I think you characterize it so rightly. See, there's a sense in which, you know, college education, especially the most important college education, which in many ways is community colleges. Really,
What?
I learned this from my beloved wife. She's a community professor. Community colleges, that's the last lifeline. You see, 32% of Americans go to college, so over 68% don't go. A lower percentage of black folk go to college. A higher percentage don't go. So the poor and working class who disproportionately don't go to college at all have hardly any lifeline at all because they don't have access to college. Then college comes along, especially community college comes along, provides a lifeline. But then the average black student ends up with over $30-some thousand as a loan in a public university or college, meaning that even if they go to college, they're going to be overburdened, and the least we could do is to lessen their burden by canceling those loans or at least alleviating most of those loans. And if we're not willing to do that, then we just, you know, we talk in empty rhetoric when we talk about our commitment to black students, our commitment to black education.
You know what, family, I look at this right now in the black community. Unfortunately, we got a lot of Florida Evans. We have a lot of Florida Evans in our community, family, and these people have just did us in. They have just done us in. My Lord. Oh. I mean, just listen to what he's, well, then they don't have a commitment to it. They never did. What commitment? This Negro up here talking like we had actually got something out of the deal. Nah, player. No, sir. No, sir. We not doing that one, man. You not finna sell us down that one. I mean, look at what he doing. Yeah, I guess they just don't have any more commitment. They never had no commitment to your black ass. What's wrong with you? They done showed you, police, man, you went up there, got that George Floyd Act thrown back in your face so fast, lickety split. Nobody gave a damn about that. You still trying to get your Voting Rights Act passed. Now, the fact that you even have to do that, you already got voting rights because you're a citizen. This isn't about citizens' rights. It's about immigrants' rights. So once again, looking to topple you. But if our leadership, and this is what our scholars are going to do, to operate in such an ignorant, stupid manner, then what is a person under them going to think they should conduct themselves? Like, how would you conduct yourself? If you got somebody like this is a scholar. And he's coward. Completely done.
Do that, then we just, we talk in empty rhetoric when we talk about our commitment to black students, our commitment to black education. And unfortunately, that's what we're hearing right now from the Biden administration. They're telling us how committed they are, but when it's time to execute, hardly a deed. Now, if you want to see how they execute, look how they execute with jets and ships and billions of dollars they didn't even ask. They give extra money for that. That's warped priorities. That's what Brother Martin Luther King called warped values. Militarism is highlighted over high quality education.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I guess at some point you got to look at it as they don't understand that the time has changed, and that right there ain't gonna get it. Who is listening to that and that makes any sense? It's like my last broadcast Friday, I was telling you about that low-hanging fruit they were talking about in that Spaces. It was just a bunch of wasted time discussing reparations. We don't have to. You know what? And they don't ever, I'm never asked. And I never hear what I say brought up in nothing. Except for in this circle about what we can do. Well, what does reparations look like? I got an answer. We taking care of that free health care so every descendant of chattel slavery has health care. We taking care of that part? That's easy. Let's get it done. What are we waiting on? What can we do? Here it is. What are we waiting on? I mean, that's a start. Let's see. Oh, education. Well, how about that? You can ensure education, either charter school, private school, or other, and invest into homeschool of that community because they never had it. So establishing another system of education within this system of America. So you are repairing because again, we're talking about reparations. Repairing a group also needs to bring back their communal situation and repair that too. Yeah, you broke that up too. So we need that cut as well. See, here's the thing. People they don't really want no solution. They want to talk in circles. Let's have a study about what? You got these, now they're showing you. I'm talking, and family, remember you heard it here first. While people are up here talking about ain't no way to figure out who had slaves or not. What did I tell you about these people? Do you think for 1 second they actually ever gave up them ledgers of them slaves? Are you out of your mind? Well, you really don't know these people, do you? Oh, Lord. No, you don't. These people are holding on to. I mean, you got suspected bags made out of Nat Turner's skin, jackets, teeth. George Washington, wooden teeth, my ass. He literally had teeth of slaves yanked out. tell me nothing about you should listen, man. Miss me. You thought that leopard changed his stripes? You one dum-dum that's too stupid to lead me. No, sir, Bob. What's going on, Conscious Outlaw? Oh, my Lord. Spaces are getting crazy. Yeah, Tim Small. Ooh, Lord. Man. Bronze Mac. More prison, less school funding. Right. Ain't that the truth? Oh, man. They're a bunch of sickos. Absolutely. Don't they know who's who? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And unfortunate that we have these do nothing people in front of us, and they have such a thorough system of rebuilding that, that wall of leadership, or non-leadership, shall I say. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Because let's just keep it a buck. It's people like this who also support people like this and what they're doing. And people like that. And then also like that. And then when they tell you that they're thinking of the black community, well then you'll get meetings that look like this. This is what a black meeting with the president looks like. So this is a bunch of people who maybe there might be one foundational black American in the room. Possibly. Brother in the front might be, but he's kind of questionable. And then you have this. These are people who are drawing up policy that will affect your community. If for those intents and purposes, these are the people who are part of the think tank of the crime bill faction of the Build Back Better plan. They don't tell you about things like this. Because you shouldn't be trusting this damn man. And we was stupid. Joe Biden's new picture. Y'all check that out? That's from today's press conference. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. It just never fails. I mean, like something like this. Now, remember I showed y'all this. This is the Build Back Better plan. They literally have money set aside for immigrants. Oh, look at them. DACA getting broke off, man. They don't need no student loan. They got it. Yeah, he made sure of that, didn't he? He made sure of that, didn't he? Oh, man. Black Democrat, this is you right now. I hope you know. And not everybody that is, in your community wants to necessarily be like this or like this. Definitely not like this or like this. Because we fully understand that brings stuff like this. And we're not trying to sell our children up the river anymore. However, they still keep shoving them on out there, don't they? So let me see. Let me get this other video for you where I got it at. It's like I said. So our Congressional Black Caucus has been busy in doing stuff that doesn't have anything to do with us. And not to say, I mean, because somebody asked me before in the process of making their point on why we should vote for Joe Biden. Well, don't you have a problem with, because I guess, all black people are either Christians or Muslims. So he felt since I'm like pro-black, oh, he must be a Muslim. No. And so they're basically using the lie that black means Muslim. No, Muslim is a religion. And Muslims tend to like to call themselves people of color when it's convenient. Well, obviously, when the checkbook gets to rolling out, then that's how it works. So, in the midst of black folks getting screwed over again in these bills, so the HBCU money getting cut, Congressional Black Caucus literally put a poll on their Twitter page to see what was the interest of their constituents. It has overwhelmingly came back in response of reparations. Everybody's like, well, I don't know what that would look. Shut up. I want to hear know about what it looked like. None of that. I got a plan. And until somebody want to figure out what they talking about, I'm not interested in no study. Cut the check. You got it. And there's programs that can be implemented right now for our community. I mean, you can implement programs right now outside of a steady realm of money. A check is one thing, but there's, like I said, there is stages. This is a system. It took a system to dismantle a group of people. That system needs to be undergirded to repair that group of people. Anybody got a problem with that, go to hell. In the meantime, we have these do-nothing Negroes right in front of the camera when they should be talking about our issues. The Congressional Black Do Something for Everybody Else But Black Folks Caucus. These people right here. Here they go. And see, Ilhan Omar, she has the luxury of jumping boats. I would really like to see what she labels herself on paperwork, though. Somebody be, what you mean? How does she label herself on paperwork? There ain't no such thing. Well, were you African? Yeah, I don't think so. Does she identify, does she mark black? I bet you it's on that other line. Cut it out.
Recognized for how long?
5
5
minutes.
minutes.
Thank you, Chairman. Madam Speaker, today I rise because we are in the midst of
listen to this, family. I'm gonna let this roll.
rise of anti-Muslim violence and discrimination around the world. At its worst, it is Uyghurs in concentration camps in China and genocide against the Rohingya in Burma. But those atrocities are part of a deeper fabric of violence against Muslims and impunity for violence against Muslims at a global level. In India, Prime Minister Modi's government has moved to strip citizenship from millions of Muslims. In Sri Lanka, anti-Muslim laws and violence have imposed terror on the community. In Hungary, in Belarus, and Poland, politicians have stroked fear of Muslim migrants and refugees. In New Zealand and Canada, white supremacists' violence has targeted Muslims, including at their places of worship. And of course, we in the United States are not immune to this hatred. It is no secret that the previous president of the United States explicitly vowed, and I quote, a complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering the United States. But Trump was simply taking advantage of a deeper culture of Islamophobia that has existed for the past 2 decades, from the Patriot Act to the CVE program to Abu Ghraib. None of these things are happening in isolation. We must understand that these problems are interlinked. In fact, earlier this year, the United Nations commissioned a report and concluded that Islamophobia has reached, I quote, epidemic proportion, and urged nations around the world to take all necessary measures to combat it. As a country that was founded on religious liberty, our leadership on international religious freedom depends on recognizing that Islamophobia is global in scope, and we must lead the global effort to address it. That's why Representative Schakowsky and I have introduced this bill to create a special envoy for monitoring and combating Islamophobia at the State Department. This bill also adds violence and incitement targeted at Muslims to the State Department's annual human rights report and international religious.
Look at Uncle Jim back there. Look at Uncle Jim.
Freedom report. There are cynics who would rather see us divided on racial, ethnic, gender, and religious lines because it suits their political agenda. But I believe as Americans, we should stand united against all forms of bigotry. In fact, this legislation is modeled on the Special Envoy to combat anti-Semitism, and I was proud to co-sponsor and vote last Congress on legislation to elevate that envoy to a cabinet-level position. Because it is important, Madam Speaker, that we live in a world where everyone is free of persecution based on their religious background and beliefs. And until everyone is free to practice their religion, no one is. So I want to thank the co-lead of this bill, a partner in justice, Representative Jan Schakowsky, along with Chairman Meeks, Speaker Pelosi, and the leadership team for their commitment to this legislation. I also want to thank the Council on American Islamic Relations for their advocacy on this, and all the groups representing cross-section of human rights, civil rights, and faith coalitions who fight for religious rights for everyone around the world. And with that, Madam Speaker, I yield back.
The gentleman from New York reserves. The gentleman from Texas.
Family. Now, they're up here fighting for something that ain't even on our radar. Fix that. There we go. I mean, that ain't even on our radar. They got a whole agenda. So that means they're like, this is what they're meeting about. Okay, black folks, what you want us to talk about? Oh, that, we ain't gonna touch that. Well, there's some anti-Islamic stuff coming. Huh? Where? Anti-Islam. That's funny. Did anybody did any of them come to this man's rescue?
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him, no. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right.
I mean, Islamophobia. I guess that doesn't apply to Farrakhan, huh? I'm just saying. I mean, it's the hypocrisy. And we supposed to be trusting these people. We need to have some, man, they need to have some compassion. You out your mind, Negro. Compassion? They never liked you. Oh, what you say, call it Bill? Man, for real, oh yeah, like that. Why don't I just pass out a bill called niggerphobia? See what they think about that. I know that's right. Man, for real. Oh my Lord. Because he's a black Muslim. You know? See how they do us, family. And then people be, yeah, you guys are. If we didn't concern ourselves with our primary goals, man, you would be slow played by the whole planet. You understand me? These people ain't. I mean, really. Oh, let me play something for you. I gotta play something for you. Just in the vein of hypocrisy. Just to watch how they like to kind of take stabs at each other when the opportunity presents itself. But then when the table is turned, they're like, hey, we gotta wait and see. We gotta get all the information first. You know what I mean? Oh, let me see if I have this. I gotta find this other one, but I'm gonna play this one for you first. Check this out. I played this last week.
Vice President tweeted at the time of that attack. The President tweeted, "What happened to Jesse Smollett must never be tolerated in this country. We're with you, Jesse." The Vice President called it an attempted modern-day lynching. Since the guilty verdict, are there any lessons learned here on rushing to judgment when a crime is alleged?
I think there are lessons learned perhaps for everybody who commented at the time, including former President Trump. I wish April Ryan was here because I think she asked him the question. Do I see her somewhere or no? Okay. She just left. Where he said, I can tell you that it's horrible. It doesn't get worse.
Come get you some of this,
in
April.
response to her question about about Jesse Smollett at the time. I would say that we respect the jury's decision. Lying to the police, particularly about something as heinous as a hate crime, is shameful. Instances of that need to be investigated fully, and those found guilty need to be punished. And false accusations divert valuable police resources away from important investigations. They make it harder for real victims to come forward and be believed. If you look back at the time, it's also true and important to note that accusations of hate crime should be taken seriously, and they need to be fully investigated. But that's where everybody was looking at it at the time.
What's up,
but
Desmond?
certainly knowing what we know now, it's important to also note the danger of lying to police and lying about hate crimes and the fact that it diverts important resources.
Now, from that to I believe this is today or yesterday. Just showing you how hypocrisy works.
Kroger announced it will stop giving paid leave to unvaccinated workers if they get COVID. Is this an approach that the White House supports? What's your response to that?
We know different private sector companies and entities are going to take different steps to incentivize people to get vaccinated, to keep their employees safe and their workforce safe. But I don't have any further. It's not a recommendation, not a policy we're putting out there from the federal government.
Does the White House support?
Oh, wait, I need to get the other one for you. Yeah. And again, I play with the colon herbs. I said colon. Cornel West interview, that old Negro squad. Oh boy, let me get this before I get there. Because again, what we're seeing is a lot of, and we're going to start seeing a ton of combatants to the new black media, combatants to this grassroots space. Because again, Joe Biden's understanding right now, and there's people that are already looking for him not to run, but he's dead set on running. So, he's definitely going to run again. And, people are like, hey, you shouldn't run. And he probably should. But, he's going to do what he's going to do. But we got to be mindful of the people that they're going to start running out at us. And that's, you can't see me about the white woman who lied on Emmett Till. Oh, yeah. That's why I always flash her face. Never forget, this woman ain't dead. This woman is not dead. Look at that demonic witch. If you want to get a more recent picture, that's her and that bastard murdering husband of hers. And then this is the whole lot of them. Look at them. They're real happy, too. Dead child in the grave, we won. And these people still can't understand how these people feel about black folks. It's amazing to me. They got to find some compassion. How? How, man? Yeah. Oh, man, a ton of compassion coming out of a lot of this group, huh, man? You gotta have some, you gotta find some compassion. Mm-hmm. Florida Evans. Come on now. Come on now. Justice, yeah, absolutely. Let me get that up there. Oh, let's not do that, StreamYard. Yeah, let's not do that. And be mindful, family, when you start seeing stuff like this, because it's going to be more of these type of people of this type of spirit headed your way. They're going to be in your mentions. They're going to be in your Twitter feeds, because they will be the ones who are paid, sent out here to combat the new black media, to make sure that the Democrats don't fall off like they're supposed to, and actually have to start looking at actual tangibles. I mean, Ilhan Omar can sit up here and talk all of this madness about we got to sit up here and look for this and look for that. Soon as they made up an issue, they're on the floor with it and can go get it passed. Interesting.
One nation. But joy cometh
Come
in the
on,
morning.
Joe!
We will get through this.
We gonna get through this together, y'all.
Together.
Oh. Oh, man, I got to play that again.
As one nation. One nation. But joy cometh in
Come
the
on,
morning.
Joe!
We will get through this.
We gonna get through this together, y'all.
Together.
And we are like, people look up to morons like this for political information. I mean, and this shows how what the political class thinks of black folks. They sent you Cardi B to talk to the president. Out of everybody in the black community, you are talking to a Puerto Rican rapper. Oh yeah, she's really crying. Oh no, let's watch that again. I'm gonna turn the sound off. Just watch this again. This is hilarious. Oh, You can see a little bit of lack of stability there, right? Can't y'all? It ain't just me, I know. Hopefully, you know, she's taking the meds, keeping up with the keeping up. You know? Do you see what I see? Hey. Huh. All right. Praise God. So, let me get to this other madness. Because again, like I said, you're going to start seeing all kinds. They're going to have to start pulling all types of madness out the woodwork. And you're going to see it from both sides. So it's not just going to be Democrats or, you know, it's going to be Democrats, Republicans, pretty much everybody representing the dominant society. So every group will be coming at us with the dominant society's move and agenda and diversion tactics to get us off of our square. With that being said, family, there's just some things when I guess when I first see them, I don't necessarily like, okay, what's this? So when I first was seeing, I think Tariq Nasheed posted up about this group, this new front, group that they have out here called Black Hammer. So just like I'm saying, within situations like this, a useful tool of white supremacists, unstable black folks, especially unstable black people who have self-image issues. Wasn't that girl on Top Model or whatever? Check this out.
To stop coming to the protest because they're burning down barbershops where the black men who get arrested come out and are able to get jobs for the first time. Hair salons, braiding stores, Mexican bodegas, bakeries. They come and burn down black and brown businesses and homes, and we told them to leave. They didn't listen. So Kyle came. Every black neighborhood needs a Kyle. Every black neighborhood needs a Kyle. We told them to leave. They didn't listen. So Kyle came. Every black neighborhood needs a Kyle.
This dude is all over the place. Oh my Lord. And this is supposed to get the attention of who? Who's going to be following this?
Every black neighborhood needs a Kyle when the Antifa's coming to town, when BLM is coming to town.
Brooklyn needs a Kyle.
They're adventurous.
See here, the white woman asking me this.
Brooklyn needs a Kyle.
They're adventurous.
When I see stuff like that, just makes me think, okay, well, you're on board, huh? Yeah, they got your dumb ass. And see, we taught in the car, and then we had a car. Every black neighborhood needs a car. And then I had to do a little further digging in this dude. I came across this. Family, anybody who believes that this dude is on any type of level of like not absolute tomfoolery, this dude's a whole clown. And they putting him out there. I mean, this is like the disassociated people who, well, maybe black folks would think this is cool, so we'll get him out here. And I mean, look at this. Who drew this? This is the only thing that the establishment truly fears. I got your back, brother. Really? Really? And so then he did, well, family, Tim Samore, I got y'all in the chat. Tim Samore, Silent D, and all of y'all. I know this little move is going to look really familiar. And I want to see if y'all remember, just you could put that MF's first name in the chat when you figure it out what this looks like.
I love y'all. I love you long. I love you strong. Touch one.
Touch all.
Touch one of us. Touch all of us. Amen.
Amen.
I told you I had a word for you today. Amen. Give him glory.
Listen to the music. Ooh, Lord. He's in time Nah, family. No, not Ty Tribbett. That was funny, though. That was actually Kirk Franklin they were playing in the background. That is absolutely freaking hilarious. But no, what I want to just show y'all is peep the move, y'all. Who remembers D-Ray? Who remembers D-Ray McKesson? And his little antics, the staged police come get you. Oh, look at me. I'm a martyr, y'all. I'm right in front of the camera, conveniently getting arrested with all of these people. And then look at this dude back here. Oh my Lord. This is a whole mess. This is a whole mess. Yes. D-Ray, yes. Absolutely. It's cap. This is staged. This is staged as hell. But let that be a lesson at what the police union, what type of time these police unions are on. Because you best believe they was in on it. You best believe they was in on it. Because truth be told, what's his charge? Then they try to do, oh yeah, free him and free, like, no one cares. Free this guy, free that guy. It's like, don't nobody even know y'all weirdos. The hell are you talking about? Free who? Oh, man. The madness. The madness. Oh, my Lord. It said, Blue Vest, as I call him. Man, for real, Blue Vest. I was like, where'd they find this dude? And then talking about he linking up with the Proud Boys. Are you for real? It's like, okay, ain't no black dude really linking up with no damn Proud Boys. I know better than that. But, so, you know, it wouldn't be me if I just left it at that. Ain't that, I mean, y'all, by now y'all know me. So I need to make sure, like, let me just, you know, maybe I'm seeing things wrong, and I just want to get the full scope of who this person is. Yeah. So let's just see. Well, I don't know, Southern D. This might don't go too far away from the TV.
I don't know. This is coming out of left field. Are you racist? Why do they even have that?
I like how they go from like Starbucks to Instagram to
What's your
racism.
favorite drink? Are you racist? Why are they going there? No, of course not. Disgusting. What about you?
I'm racist against the haters.
Oh! Is haterism a race? Oh!
I'm racist against the haters.
Oh! Is haterism a race?
Now it is.
Oh, okay. You take a lot of pictures of your students.
So they grew dreads on this dude and then throw him out there in a bunch of black, like dress him up as some kind of RBG. Where'd they find this dude? Where did they find this dude? So I guess when is he the answer to Grandmaster Jay? And I mean, you know, nothing against the members who righteously rode for NFAC and ride for the cause. You know, but when I seen how things was doing, y'all know me. I made the story about the Ozone Brother. But for me, I just saw like, you know, when you got involvement of the system and had any involvement of the system, knowledge of it, there's just certain things when they work and, yeah, okay, I got to kind of sit over here and let things, you know, I'll help as much as I can, but I see something else going on. Y'all got to work that out. You know, Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah, he do look like Lamar, don't he? Yeah, he do. Yeah, he do. He most definitely does. Damn. Oh, Jesus. All right. So, Oh, and then there's this other story I need to show y'all. I know I got that somewhere. Where do I have that? I gotta get this for y'all. Then we're gonna get into this funny style judge, and then the rest of America. Well, actually, not just America, but the world. And you know, we also have definitely been talking about some things consistently on this broadcast going on abroad concerning some of America's not so friendly allies. Oh, okay, here we go. Let me see. Before I go here, just make sure. Oh, yes. Let me get this other story up here for you first. Because y'all need to see this. Y'all need to see this. I stumbled across this, family. And in the realm of the way things are going, as far as you have, like, think of digital currency and nanotechnology and RFID technology or blockchain technology and such. This next story has a little bit to do with that. Check this out.
Government officials are scrambling to contain what some are calling the worst cyber vulnerability in history. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency says hackers could get access to information from hundreds of millions of systems in the coming weeks. CISA's warning follows the discovery of a technical flaw in a popular open source software used by companies and consumers around the globe. The vulnerability could impact some of the most commonly used devices in our everyday life. Joining us now for more on this is CBSN tech reporter Dan Patterson. Dan, thanks for joining us. How was this vulnerability identified, and why are cybersecurity experts so concerned about this particular bug?
Hey, it's good to see you, Elise. So this vulnerability was discovered in November by researchers at Alibaba, according to Bloomberg and others. They reported this to the Apache Foundation. This is a nonprofit group that maintains the Log4j software. So this is a concerning exploit because of the scale. A number of cybersecurity experts have compared this to salt that is mixed into the batter. And once victims identify where this vulnerability is, it is hard to extract it because, as they say, it's already been baked into the software tools they use.
So how could...
So, family, I don't know if you are really understanding what you're saying right there. Does anybody know where this is going? Look at all those. There's one thing that all of those things have in common on the screen. Notice one thing that's not on there, though. A jab. Because that's the one thing that it does not have in common with what you see on your screen. All of these things that you are seeing on your screen to which can be corrupted are outside of the body. Are you following me? Seeing where this conversation's headed? It's a slick little way of getting into it, but nonetheless, they're going down the road.
Bad actors use the flaw in its code to their benefit.
So this is a logging software, a small tool that captures events on a server. That sounds a little technical, but it's a very simple process. Anytime an operating system fires up or users maybe send messages between each other, these are called events, and a logging tool just logs what event happened and when. But if a server is hacked, it's also pretty useful to have a logging tool that might say, hey, some unknown user accessed your logs. Anyway, these tools do a great job of making notes of what happened, and the attackers could be able to gather these logs and remotely install and implant malicious software in addition to these logging tools. So it's kind of like data exfiltration along with the ability to remotely add additional software to a system. Pretty dangerous.
It sounds dangerous. Do we know if any attempts have been made to exploit this massive security vulnerability?
Yeah, we do. Look, according to researchers at Checkpoint Security, within 72 hours, over 830,000 attempts were used of the software were used, and then the software evolved. In fact, again, within 72 hours of its discovery, there were over 45 different variations. A little while later, that increased to 60 variations of the software. So yeah, this isn't just one of the largest attacks or vulnerabilities, rather, in terms of victims. It's one of the largest in terms of hacking groups already exploiting it.
Dan, what steps are being taken to patch the affected software?
Well, the first thing is that, like we discussed discussed a moment ago, organizations, companies need to figure out if they have been compromised by this or if they use that software. So they need to figure out a good path to upgrade. For small companies, this might be fairly fast and cost effective. For others, it could be next to impossible because that vulnerability is so deeply baked into the software that they use every day. The real damage of this will really only be known with time as companies try to figure out ways around this and hackers use the vulnerability all day, every day.
Dan Patterson, great to see you as always. Thank you.
Great to see you.
Lord. Disaster. That is something that, again, I've been telling people about. That's AI. But here's the point. They're giving you, basically, they already have the solution. What they're now doing is putting out the reasons for you to just willfully accept their solution. And they already have a test run to see if it works. Because again, something they aren't in the things that they showed you, guess what else is affected? Cryptocurrency. Only one way to shore up that you don't lose it. If you had it in your hand. See, that's why they even showed you about the smartwatch. The smartwatch isn't enough. Now, what are they always talking about on the news? At least in this country. We have to convince people. We have to convince people. How do we convince people? You convince people by making something that works. So this isn't about proving anything to the people. It's only about convincing people. Not proving it, but convincing. There is a difference. There is a difference. Oh, and going back to the conversation of hypocrisy, get that out of there. Cyber technology. Man, y'all better know. You cannot trust these people. And just like I played that White House piece again, watch this.
Last question. Any response to the revelations that that GOP lawmakers were texting Chief of Staff Meadows along with prominent Fox News hosts ahead of during the January 6 riots?
Well, it's disappointing and unfortunately not surprising that some of the very same individuals who are willing to warn, condemn, and express horror over what happened on January 6th in private were totally silent in public, or even worse, were spreading lies and conspiracy theories and continue to since that time. So disappointing, not surprising. Unfortunately, we've seen a trend from some of the same individuals. Go ahead.
It's been 1 week since the president had his virtual conversation with President Putin. Have you seen anything that leads you to believe there has been a de-escalation? And also, I know both presidents have tasked their teams to continue conversations. Can you outline any of those conversations?
Sure.
What they've entailed?
Let me give you an update on that, Phil, in terms of the ongoing conversations. As I noted yesterday, but let me give you an update on what's happening today, we are continuing to consult closely with our European allies and partners to determine the best format for the security talks that President Biden and President Putin agreed to, and we're consulting closely with our partners on how to proceed. So as part of that, obviously our Secretary of State was meeting with his counterparts over the weekend for pre-planned meetings. Our Assistant Secretary of State, Karen Donfried, was just in Kyiv for meetings with Ukrainian leaders and to reinforce the United States' commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and discuss the...
Okay. So, there's going to be an interesting thing coming out of that. And I hope y'all are watching. I keep telling y'all about what's going on. Now, if y'all not paying attention, U.S. is having beef with China, Russia, Iran, and the United Emirates. China has sent the ultimatum to Australia. You better show us the same respect that you show the U.S., or you choose to make yourself a target. They do not look at themselves as being under the United States anymore. But I guess when you have the bill, how can you? I mean, shoot, if you in debt to me, you're not finna talk down to me. So it makes perfect sense. You're gonna talk stupid to me when you owe me money? Somebody raised you wrong. You talking crazy when you in the hole. Shut up. Now check this out, family. So, like I keep telling you, the rush to get everybody convinced is important because of these other international things going on. Because again, I've told you before, it's a matter of control. And of course, you know, we strategically speak here, so I'm not giving out anything relative to medical anything. This is all about a personal choice conversation and how somebody would analyze what they personally see for themselves. So, check this out.
Up for their COVID booster shots, one woman is celebrating the 1-year anniversary of receiving her first vaccine dose.
Well, she sure has the look of a foundational Black American now, doesn't she? We should all be convinced to go run out and go get that.
Turned out to be the first vaccine dose. Nurse Sandra Lindsay made history on this day in 2020 when she became the first American to roll up her sleeve and get vaccinated. And joining us now is Sandra, who works as the Director of Critical Care Nursing at Northwell Health in New York. Thanks for being here. It's so good to see you again. Really.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So a year, it's just incredible to think. Tell me about how this year has gone and what your perspective is. The first American to get the shot. What has this year meant, do you think?
Oh, it's meant so much to me. I didn't set out to be the first one vaccinated. I just set out to get vaccinated to protect myself and my loved ones.
Wait, my bad. Yes, from the islands. So she was probably from a U.S. territory, islands. So yeah, absolutely a tether. Probably like I'd say U.S. Virgin Islands or something like that. One of those type of territories, because like they're colonized and then America actually gave them citizenship. Negro, please, boy, you talking about on board, mammy?
My community, and it turned out that I was the first one vaccinated. You know, I look back with, you know, a lot of gratitude and pride in the work that I've done thus far to advocate for more people to get vaccinated so we can finally put an end to this pandemic.
What's so crazy is the blood clot jab creates blood clots.
And Sandra, when Terry introed you there, he said, you know, one woman is celebrating the 1-year anniversary, but I know Terry really meant we're all celebrating, because I remember the way I felt watching you get that shot, because I knew soon I would be able to get mine as well. And so many
Nigga, you need to be slapped.
Of my loved ones will be able to get that as well. Can you explain what it means to you to be the first person to receive this vaccine as a black immigrant woman working in healthcare, especially in light of all the reporting we've done about, black and brown people who are suffering, the most at the hands.
Oh, God, these dudes can't help it. The black and brown. The blood clot jab creates blood clots, man. Damn it. The jokes just write themselves, don't they?
Hands of this virus.
Sebastian
So I'm
Saul,
humbled
what's
and
going
honored to hold this place in history. And, I saw overwhelming loss among Black people and communities of color during the pandemic. And so, I also wanted to send a message to them that it's okay to trust the science. It's safe. I did my research before I got vaccinated.
Yeah, until that angel passed your stupid ass up. I mean, what's up with I all y'all are noticing her eyes. It's like, and somebody's, shit. She got luciferase. It's in her system. So, when you got that pumping in your blood, I guess, she doesn't quite have the black eyes, maybe because her eyes are too big. If she was a baby, you talking about boy, oh boy, oh boy. Mm-hmm. Ooh-wee. I wonder if she even she probably like a scientist, so she probably just don't even go to church or nothing. Like, I grew up in enough church in the island, man. So when I come to America, I learned science. And they teach me science. Zadi teaches me science. And look at this. They threw Kizzy out there. Kizzy got the same kind of bugged out weave or wig, and then they get this chick on here that got the same kind of nowhere near any natural texture type of hair going on, but she a doctor. So cool, we got a doctor that still don't like how her hair look. Woo-hoo, wow, boy, you're winning, aren't you?
And felt very comfortable going in to get vaccinated.
Oh,
and I know.
Oh, really? Look at that wig.
A lot of people, due to past events, have questions and concerns, and it's okay for people to have questions and concerns, but to go to trusted experts and, read trusted materials where they can get those questions answered.
Sandra, your message to the unvaccinated, including some of your co-workers, healthcare workers in New York who are now under this mandate to get vaccinated. Your message is I don't know, we were just talking about it, non-judgmental. You have such a kind and straightforward way of addressing people that way. First, tell me, is it really just by happenstance that you got the first shot? Did they find the best spokesperson for this? But more...
Did they just go get the best colonized mammy for this position or what, man? Oh boy, I tell you what, I'm so giddy.
Then more seriously, how is the vaccination effort going with your healthcare workers? But I do want to know, because it seems like you're a ringer here in this.
Well, I don't practice vaccine shaming anyone. My message is from a place of concern and love. Given what I've seen, the harm and the devastation that this virus can cause, and not wanting anyone to be in that position, especially now that we have options, right? The vaccine still remains the most powerful tool that we have to prevent severe illness.
That has already been proven not to be true by the so-called CDC. So how is it that they don't get fact-checked? No, you can't say anything against the CDC. Well, she is. So will I get flagged for this scientist doctor who your powers that be put on TV to promote your shit? I don't know, man. Let me know how that one works out in the long run, dude. Because this is your shit. I mean, right? Celebration.
And death. So I don't
Dominic
want to see anyone
Devereaux.
in
What's
the
going on?
hospital, definitely not in my area in critical care where we take care of the sickest patients.
And Ms. Lindsay, you were just talking about you're not a vaccine shamer, and I have to admit right here on ABC's.
I'm not a
With
vaccine
your healthcare
shamer.
workers, but I do want to know because it seems like you're a
Well,
winner.
God, no.
Well, I don't practice vaccine shaming anyone. My message is from a place of concern and love, given what I've seen, the harm and the devastation that this virus can cause, and not wanting anyone to be in that position, especially now that we have options, right? The vaccine still remains the most powerful tool that we have to prevent severe illness and death. So I don't want to see anyone in the hospital, definitely not in my area.
Oof, look at those eyes, boy. Here, I'm gonna just put this on mute and just, what's going on? I mean, I mean, Lord. I'm just saying. Maybe it's the lights. Maybe the lights are bright. Maybe the lights are just so bright in her face, and she can't go 2 seconds without blinking. Well, maybe 1 second, half a second, quarter of a second. Hey, man, maybe that's just normal. You know what I mean? It looked like her eyes could just start fluttering any minute. She'd be like,
Harm and the devastation that this virus can cause, and not wanting anyone to be in that position, especially now that we have options, right? The vaccine still remains the most powerful tool that we have to prevent severe illness and death. So I don't want to see anyone in the hospital, definitely not in my area in critical care where we take care of the sickest patients.
And Ms. Lindsay, you were just talking about you're not a vaccine shamer, and I have to admit right here on ABC's Live, I'm not that person as well. I wish I could be. I wish that I could not go out there and say and not vaccine shame people, but I will admit that sometimes I have. So
relatives.
Well, then you a sucker. You did that because who did you do that to other than people closest to you, which look like you? Because you didn't do that with your work colleagues. Your work colleagues didn't get that conversation. You took that straight home to your family. Now, I work on TV and I be around all of them scientists and they come on my TV. I'm telling you, they know what they talking about. A venom shamer, right, Sebastian Shaw? All that is, again, like I said, Florida Evans. Florida Evans. That's all it is. Oh, Lord. Florida Evans. Because I'm telling you, like, when the Black Jesus episode, prime example, what's she telling? I don't know who I seen first, my mama or this Jesus. And truth be told, we've all heard they got us because they gave us the Christianity book. No, what they gave us was white supremacy. Don't you kid yourself. You don't believe in no Jesus no more than they do. The problem is with Negroes is they believe that these white folks is God. Now, tell me I'm wrong about that. Ain't nobody can brainwash you with no Bible. That shit sounds stupid. How they brainwash you with a Bible with everybody everywhere else right now, but still ain't gonna bust a grape at the white supremacists? Miss me. They gave you that white Jesus. Yeah, all right, well, you gonna bust your gun when it's time to? No, shut up then, punk. Tell me about all of your good old souped up hotep knowledge. You gonna raise your hands when it's time to, pimp? I don't think so. You can go check my record to see what I'm about. So, there's that. So, yeah, you can get up here and talk all this rah-rah shit all you want to. The white folks run straight up on your ass and you ain't gonna do nothing. Come on, baby. I ain't do nothing, baby. Come on, baby. I didn't do nothing, man. What y'all doing this to me for? Sheesh. Caesar Borgia is not in the Bible. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. However, his complexion is. It's called leprosy.
Relatives, that's right. I'm not yelling at people on the street and find out if they have their vaccine card. And by the way, your vaccine card, I understand, is in the Smithsonian. So I don't know how you get into certain restaurants because you have to show your card. No, you probably have the app, right? But let me ask you this.
That is so absolutely incredibly stupid. They put her vaccination card in the Smithsonian?
What do you say to people who don't want to get the vaccine?
Well, first, I want to find out from them what they know about the vaccine or don't know about the vaccine, so I could point them in the right direction to get information from trusted sites.
See, here's the problem. Bill Gates, the devil, United States government, the great Satan. Who are we trusting here? No, I don't need any medical, nothing. I just need to know I ain't got reparations. I ain't been made whole. Kiss my black ass, kiss my black ass, and kiss my black ass. Be gone now. You can run these mammies, Caribbean mammies in front of us all you want to. They part of CARICOM. They've already got on board with white supremacy. We ain't got nothing for them, man. And they don't hold no weight in our community whatsoever. So celebrate this broad all you want to. Get us our bag, though, player. That's all we talking about. Keep all that venom for yourself and them. Right now, you could just shoot us the chips first, though. And then we can talk about your stuff otherwise. But, right now, if you're talking about spending money for someone else that you want to give me for free, slow your roll, pimp. You better break me off them chips first, or we can't even talk. So I don't need to be convinced or nothing. If you're not opening your wallet, we ain't talking. No tangibles, no vote. And no tangibles, you damn sure ain't jamming nobody over here kiss our ass.
And I also want to know what's driving their fear. And, when you ask people those two questions, you get to realize that...
Whoops. Fear? Sorry, ma'am. We naturally understand we don't trust what they're talking about. It's not a fear. It's a knowledge. And see, they put these weirdos in front of us to speak for us as if they're from our community. They ain't. Speak from your little colonized Caribbean island. But stop speaking for us. That's the one thing else we got to start getting these people out the paint. And this is all game and cap. So since they can control their own little hand-picked Negroes to do whatever, they'll celebrate this moron and she act like she's doing something. But again, Florida Evans with a doctorate. But the spirit still remains. Because, boy, they are Jesus.
Some people don't really know why they don't want to be vaccinated. And for some, it's just that, I just don't want anybody telling me what to do. Which, unfortunately, it's not an option. We are in this together. The pandemic hit us really hard, whether you got COVID or not.
See, ma'am, you think that we can't recognize when the devil start talking out your mouth. There's things that we just ain't gonna say, but that double talking shit she just did, oh, I know where that came from. Let's just back that up a bit. Listen to what she just said. Oh, it's not like we're forcing it on you or anything, but look, there is not really any choice. You want to take them. Okay.
Find out if they have their vaccine card. And by the way, your vaccine card, I understand, is in the Smithsonian. So I don't know how you get into certain restaurants because you have to show your card.
Right, yeah,
No, you probably have the
she's
app,
the
right?
scientist.
But let me ask you this. What do you say to people who don't want to get the vaccine?
Right, viewer one.
Well, first, I want to find out from them what they know about the vaccine or don't know about the vaccine, so I could point them in the right direction to get information from trusted sites. And I also want to know what's driving their fear. And, you know, when you ask people those two questions, you get to realize that some people don't really know why they don't want to be vaccinated. And for some, it's just that, you know, I just don't want anybody telling me what to do. Which, you know, unfortunately, it's not an option. We are in this together. The pandemic hit us really hard, whether you got COVID or not. Everyone got affected, and so it's going to take a united front to get us out of this predicament.
We're in this together. You speak that, you walk the walk, and talk the talk. And Senator Lindsey, we want to thank you very much for being with us. I hope we see you in another year. By the way, how do you get into restaurants?
I show my vaccine card, and I'm actually happy when I go to a restaurant and they ask me for it.
I'll bet.
She's got a copy. You got a copy, right? They've got the original.
Are you kidding me? Family, I'm happy when I go out and they ask me for my vaccination card. I'm so pleased. I did the right thing. Zaddy's so proud of me. Yay! Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord. She eating swine and white sugar. And a boatload of shellfish. She eating crab legs by the buckets. Golly. Lord. And family, for y'all Hennessy drinkers in the midst, I ain't, you know, ain't crapping on you or nothing, but if you didn't know, that cheap, regular old $28 bottle of Hennessy got pork in it. So, FYI, if you didn't know, I don't know how y'all drink that cognac shit. Oh, Lord. So, let's see. Where do I want to go next? Actually, I do know where I want to go next. We are going to talk about how this whole police thing and the judicial system, because, of course, we need to talk about the judge, Michelle Odinet. You know what? I have not made it a priority of learning. Odinet. That's her name. Odinet. So I want to go into this, and I just want to show you how. Just check out the, for lack of better terms, total crap that they are spewing. But before we get there, I want to bring this part into it because it does have something to do with the whole entire system and how it affects us. And by the system, I mean the justice system, or the not so justice system, or the injustice system. You know, it was Queen Amadai says the criminal justice system. As a matter of fact, I will be on with her tomorrow on her broadcast as well. So y'all be looking out for that because that's going to be a good one. So check that out. Check us out tomorrow on Queen Amadai Shakur's broadcast. I will be on a panel with my good sister and, giving you this B1 news fresh and hot. So, definitely do not miss that. So this, for those who have been following me for a while, y'all know our old police commissioner is Danielle Outlaw. So Danielle Outlaw is Philadelphia, or actually, I'm sorry, our former police chief. She's now Philadelphia's police commissioner. And she was up for the job in New York for, I believe it's police commissioner position in New York City with the new cop mayor. Was it Eric Smith? So he's fulfilling his cabinet, but he's fulfilling his cabinet with a bunch of kind of questionable individuals. And then also I want to make mention of this woman right here. This woman right here. This woman's name is Levita Chavos. Here's a better, clear. Let me see. Get that. Put that back here. See if you can see this better. Okay, here you go. Look at that. There she go. That is Levita Chavos. And she is the former chief of police in Louisville. So she testified today in this particular here committee for the reinstatement of one of the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. And she testified that she believed he never should have been fired. Boy, she really held the line, didn't she? And she's already the former. So she's not, but if she has future political aspirations, I guess. But just looking at that, sister, it's like, oh, okay. Now look at something else. Look at the color of the table. Are y'all noticing something? Are y'all noticing something? Mm-hmm. You see what I see? Mm-hmm. See, I see some coordination. Anytime you see those subtle coordinating things, you might want to go on alert, family, because that usually typically means something. Now, look at her with her hat on there. She just looks like she don't like black folks, don't she? I mean, I hate to judge a book by its cover, but I'm sorry. If I seen that woman walk in the room, I don't have any kind of solace that she's the police officer I got to talk to. You understand me? Shoot, you might make me ask for a white one. I see that woman walking in the room. I mean, she got that Sheriff Clark vibe, don't she? Oh, yeah, Desmond Works. Yeah, you from there too, man. Does she have a bad reputation down there? Because I would only have to imagine her being y'all police chief, because we see how they don't like to too much punish no police down there. And they like getting them, but see, this is what they do. They do the same thing here. They did the same thing here. They got these racist ass police departments, and then they go get some black woman to go be over it. And so, they told the line. Yeah. So you mean to tell me that they really took orders from her? Do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe they just rolled over when she spoke? I'm sure the black officers did. Lord. So, here are the candidates that were up for the job in New York City. Notice anything familiar? The one in the middle is Danielle Outlaw, by the way. our former chief of police. And what she's very good at doing is coming in to be the resident mammy to squash all the racial tension from the racist ass police department, to which she's going to put her blackface on and cover. Then she looks for the next position after she can quiet something down. So from here, she leapfrog over to Philly. So she leapfrog up here from Oakland. Somebody may know something about, what is that, the situations that have went down there in Oakland. That's where she started her career. Oscar Grant. Oh, boy. So, here are the women that are up for that job. But this is the one who actually got it. And so I've been looking around to see if anybody even knows this woman. They found, I don't know where they pulled her from. So, you had one thing that was going to be, they were going to have a black chief of police in New York City. And most importantly, because this is a gender war, and you have to make sure that things are in line with the gender war, you gotta get a black woman. Because all of this new crime bill money that Joe Biden is funneling into the police departments get a big kick from Joe Biden. So, yeah, if you've noticed, remember when they was, Joe Biden, he's not this, they're not that, and not that. You ain't heard ne'er peep out of the police department in about 4 months now, have you? Has there been a police department or, let's defund the police talk? When's the last time you heard that? Funny, it just went away. Didn't it? And all of those Back to Blue groups, when's the last Back to Blue? You had a whole summer. They didn't have to have no rallies or nothing. Wow, I guess they had better things to do, huh? I mean, what you marching for if you've already got the word that money's coming down the pike? But you got these old Negroes who tell us, well, we just got to wait and see. And we did. And we saw. And within a year, they got money for everyone else. Got a whole new bill. Got a whole new crime bill and money for police. They got money in my city for police for positions they can't even find people to fill. Wasn't no defunding no police. Boy, oh boy, the gas that they send people. And black folks be listening to these people. First it was the black female mayors. Now it's black female police chiefs. Baltimore's next. Oh, you already know. Oh, yeah. Come, clean it up. Because, see, Baltimore is really, really janky. I know that, guys, because they recruit self-hating police out there, man. From what I understand. So they got to make sure you all the way on board with hating your own. Just looking at your own people is criminal. Just naturally, those little hoppers. That's garbage. How sucker-ish of you. So, anyway, I guess the talk was going on out there in Philly that, Danielle Outlaw was going to be heading towards New York. Well, that didn't happen. So check this out.
Outlaw is staying in Philly, apparently. Rumors swirling about whether she'd leave to become New York City's next police commissioner. But tonight, the New York Post is reporting New York City Mayor-elect, I should say, Eric Adams, has chosen Nassau County Chief of Detectives Keishant Sewell as the city's first female police commissioner.
Well, staying in Philly for now. Now, let me show you. I think this is when she first came here. Now, I've showed you, y'all seen this dude before. Check this dude out.
Miller is making good on a campaign promise, bringing in a new chief to lead the Portland Police Bureau.
Now, peep the resistance that they get, because our police union, like representative, he's basically like if you were looking for a Sheriff Clark's cousin, he lives here in Portland.
Current police chief Mike Marshman is now retiring. Brent
Yeah,
Weisberg has more on
lives
what
here
we
in
know
Portland.
so far about the new chief, Danielle Outlaw.
I think Chief Marshman did get the support from City Hall that he really needed to succeed more than he already did.
Officer Daryl Turner, the president of the Portland Police Association, the union that represents the rank and file of Portland officers, says anytime there's change in leadership, anxiety will settle in. In April, a union survey found that a majority of members wanted Mayor Ted Wheeler to keep Chief Mike Marshman in his current position.
We were a ship headed towards the shore, headed towards the rocks.
No,
he turned us around, got us going towards the horizon.
But on Monday, the mayor announced that he will name Danielle Outlaw as the Bureau's newest chief. She comes from Oakland, California, where she currently serves as deputy chief. She should start no later than October 2nd. More than anything, the police union is still blasting City Hall for a lack of overall support.
We are running on fumes right now, and City Hall seems to be blind to that. You walk the streets of Portland or you drive around the roads and you see the issues with the homeless and mental health issues that have not been addressed by this administration.
The union isn't taking a position just yet on the new chief.
Hopefully, she will lean upon people in the organization who have the experience, who have been here, to be able to move forward.
They hope she is able.
That means do not fool with the community, if you didn't understand.
To come in and continue the framework Marshman laid down and keep the Bureau moving forward.
She stands behind the working rank and file people. We're there with her.
Reporting in downtown at Central Precinct, I'm Brent Weisberg for Coin 6 News.
Whew. Lord. So, these are the people in my neighborhood. Now, Philly got to deal with Danielle Outlaw. That's their problem. She was trying to get out of there because, they got problems out there, too. So what she does is she hops town. Now, family, let me tell y'all something. And, we have a Juneteenth function here. When Danielle Outlaw was here, these people was riding that black woman line so tough that they couldn't get past the fact that this is the chief of police. And this is Juneteenth. So, yes, she may be the first black whatever. But in this instant, we cannot celebrate the first black woman slave catcher because we call it something else while representing Juneteenth. Do you know they had her as the Grand Marshal of the parade? I said, the fact that it never even dawned on you that something is wrong about that. The badge, you could see the slave patrol badge, and you make her the grand. Oh, come on, man. All right. This is where our people is. Well, but she's the first black woman. Okay. Well, next we're going to start handing out the Catcher Freeman Awards for the first black. All right. See, it's stuff like that. I know y'all's been seeing this J.J. Evans commercial. That don't mind. I'm almost 80 years old and I'm still cooning. That don't mind. Have y'all seen these commercials? Have y'all seen these commercials? Whew. It's like for a retiree to get your Medicaid benefits or whatnot. But my Lord, man. It's like, dude, it don't take all of that, bro. Hi, I'm Jimmy J.J. Walker. Just even everything's overdone. But if y'all watched Good Times, he's like doing the whole Good Times routine. We walk in a room, yelling at the top of his lungs, "Hey, everybody, how y'all doing?" Oh, you ain't never seen Good Times, Southern D? Oh my Lord. I mean, yeah, y'all a little young, because I was young when that was on. Oh, okay, they air them on. If you got Amazon, they play like the first few seasons, I think. But I mean, you can find them online. You definitely can find them online. I want both of these in here because I want to make sure that y'all can get everything going on. Let me get this one in here for y'all. So we're going to talk about this judge. We're going to talk about this judge. You say yes. Well, see, they still play the reruns. If y'all got, what is it, Get TV? Get TV or Me TV, one of them. You say, okay, yeah, Sebastian. So you saw that commercial? Man, it's like, dude, Good Times been off since like 1978. You got this dude in 2021 talking about dynamite. That's by design, family. You can't tell me that ain't by design. That is absolutely by design, man. Dynamite. Hi, I'm Jimmy J.J. Walker. He said he's like he out of breath. Oh, Lord. I'm trying to get these videos in here for you, family, because we need to talk about this. Michelle Odinet, absolute racist woman. Boy, this woman. And, I guess, boy, that Ambien, man. What they put in Ambien? What's an Ambien that just makes you so anti-black? He said, check YouTube. Looks like I'm cool. Oh, you said check YouTube. Okay, yeah, they do actually got some older episodes. You said Jimmy Walker was handsome back in the day? Judah Queen just made my wife chuckle. You just made the wife chuckle on that one. So anyway, let's see. Let's play this first. And I believe this should be the last. I'm gonna play this and then we'll go to the next one.
Odinet beat District Court Judge Jules Edwards to win that seat. This will be Odinet's first time serving on the bench.
Okay, so yes. I'm just setting it up to let you know who this person is.
It will become Lafayette's newest city judge. Odinet beat District Court Judge Jules Edwards to win that seat. This will be Odinet's first time serving on the bench.
Cannot wait to start working on the Veterans Court. Other programs help these individuals who are unemployed, give them the skills and help show them how to get a job as opposed to telling them to get a job. That's a big thing that I think will help a lot of those individuals that end up in city court.
Odinet credits her victory to the people who helped her campaign. KATC political analyst Dr. Pearson Cross says strong partisan politics in Lafayette carried Odinet to victory.
Republicans have quite a majority here. Michelle Odinet ran as a Republican. Her opponent ran as a no party, but it was widely known that he used to be a Democrat, I believe. So it was, in my view, just a partisan kind of question.
Mayor President.
Yeah, well, yeah, Tim Sewell, you know what's funny about that is he recently was doing an interview with somebody talking about how cancel culture is a bad thing. I was like, oh yeah, you knew them commercials you had coming out. So that was just damage control. He didn't give a damn about people getting canceled. He didn't want to be canceled, stopping his money. Gotta watch these old Negroes. Good grief. So, This is the current news story that they're running about this woman. I just want to, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the video that is in question, but I gotta show you her campaign video. This, it's hilarious. Then I might go back and just play that again.
A Lafayette City Court judge, I should say, is being called to resign after a video admittedly taken in her home contained racial slurs.
Judge Michelle Odinet said that she and her family were the victims of an armed burglary at their home this past Saturday. 59-year-old Ronald Handy was arrested and charged with 2 counts of simple burglary. Lafayette Police Sergeant Paul Mouton confirmed with News 10 Handy did not have a weapon when he was arrested. But the story developed yesterday when a video...
Let me back that up just real quick because, okay, there is a familiarity here with this and the McMichael case. Let me see if y'all can catch that.
Armed burglary at their home this past Saturday.
Okay, that's what
Yes,
we do.
a Lafayette City Court judge, I should say, is being called to resign after a video admittedly taken in her home contained racial slurs.
Judge Michelle Odinet said that she and her family were the victims of an armed burglary at their home this past Saturday. 59-year-old Ronald Handy was arrested and charged with 2 counts of simple burglary. Lafayette Police Sergeant Paul Mouton confirmed with News 10 Handy did not have a weapon when he was arrested. But the story developed yesterday when a video surfaced with the N-word being used by a man and woman amid laughter while surveillance video was being watched. Judge Odinet said at the time of the video she was on sedative and has no recollection of the recording or the language used in it. However, not everyone is convinced, and some leaders are asking for more from the judge. News 10's Neil Zarang is in studio and shares their reactions. Neil.
Thanks, Alfred. And everyone, if you have not seen this video yet on social media, it's not great listening, and it was very difficult for Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas, who works to protect the judge every day.
When you go to court and you know somebody have said those type of words, you cannot be comfortable in court thinking that somebody is going to treat you correctly. So this is a problem. This is a major problem.
City Marshal Reggie Thomas is the first African-American elected in a citywide seat in Lafayette. When he heard about the video circulating online and thought he heard racial slurs from Judge Odinet's mouth, it hurt him.
A weak apology will not suffice.
When called about the video, Judge Odinet emailed us a statement. She said, "The incident shook me to my core and my mental state was fragile. I was a wreck and am still unable to sleep. I was given a sedative at the time of the video. I have zero recollection of the video and the disturbing language used during it. Anyone who knows me and my husband knows this is contrary to the way we live our lives. I am deeply sorry."
Family. Anybody that knows me and my husband. Okay, family. She's the only one on a sedative, correct? Then why the hell is the whole house racist? And you're shook up from a well, it wasn't even a robbery. That's a burglary. You're a victim of a burglary. He's not even robbing you. He's trying to steal something from you without you knowing. That's a burglary, not a robbery. So, yeah. Thank you, Tim Samore. Man, it was that. Remember Roseanne? And if y'all watch South Park, remember Tally?
Sorry and ask for your forgiveness and understanding as my family and I deal with this emotional aftermath of this armed burglary. As the report spread, so is the outcry. The Lafayette NAACP president asked for Judge Odinet's resignation.
Whoa! Whoa! Wait a minute. He wasn't armed.
Me and my husband knows this is contrary to the way we live our lives. I am deeply sorry and ask for your forgiveness and understanding as my family and I deal with this emotional aftermath of this armed burglary. As the report spread, so is the outcry. The Lafayette NAACP president asked for Judge Odinet's resignation, even that her decisions concerning people of color be rescinded. State Senator Gerald Boudreaux is requesting the Judiciary Committee mission of Louisiana Investigate, as well as Louisiana Black Caucus.
There's nothing funny about what my ancestors went through, who were called that word. There's nothing funny about it. Let's respect those who were beaten, who they took the fire hoses out. So that's what it brings up. That's the hatred that it brings up. And so, do people feel comfortable? No, they don't.
None of the people behind the voices heard on the video can be seen as the camera is pointing directly at a screen showing security footage of the break-in attempt. But after Judge Odinet's response to the burglary and recording, some just can't accept nothing being done about it.
True character is shown in the worst of times. We could talk about apologies. We could talk about resignations. But I think what we have to talk about is accountability. Don't make excuses for something you did.
Thank you.
Mayor President Josh Guillory also released a statement this afternoon concerning Judge Odinet and a video. It reads, quote, "I am disgusted and appalled by the recent reports involving a local judge. This type of language is hurtful, divisive, and unacceptable. The fairness and objectivity of our courts are the foundation of our legal system. It is my hope that the judge will do what is best to help the community heal and move forward," end quote. Judge Odinet was not at work today. She gave no indication in her statement that she would be stepping down from her position. Niels Rang, KFY News 10.
So, with that being said, let's hear the video to which she would sound so out of it, I guess. You be the judge.
The mom goes, "Why are the lights to your
When I
truck
pull
on?"
up in the whip, they be saying, "God damn."
Why are your lights on? They're like, pull up.
And mom's yelling, "Nigger! Nigger!"
No, Ken, we have a nigger. It's a nigger. Like a roach.
Look, oh, that's me.
No, that's
I came from the saying, "God damn."
Why are your lights on?
Now, pay attention to what her son says his mother does.
They're like, pull up.
And mom's yelling, "Nigger! Nigger!"
No, Ken, we have a nigger. It's a nigger. Like a roach.
Look, oh, that's me.
No, that's
I came from the backside.
Something I would like to also point out in what that is, for anybody who is familiar with my case, they would have known that I was referring to as a cockroach while being attacked by a white supremacist, because that is a typical white supremacist term for black people. So yes, his mother came out. He's saying my mama came out saying this. I think this is overlooked because everybody was they stopped when they heard the N-word. But listen to what the hell he actually described.
When I pull up in the whip, they be saying, "God damn."
Why are your lights on? They're like, pull up.
And mom's yelling, "Nigger! Nigger!"
No, Ken, we have a nigger. It's a nigger. Like a roach.
Look, oh, that's me.
No, that's
I came from the backside.
Look, he trips over the
He trips twice. He tripped twice.
I was the only one running.
That's me. Kenny was standing. I'm the one that took him down. Kenny's just standing there.
He lied.
Found Austin's wallet.
Yeah. That's my phone where it fell out.
Look, Mom. The dude had a phone on him. You should have taken his phone and stolen from him, that fucking asshole.
And now I'm going to grab a gun.
Go and get the gun.
It's important. Very important.
As me and Austin maintain control of the situation.
Now, did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? They already have him subdued. One goes and leaves to go get the gun. Like I said, who does this sound like?
His phone and stolen from him, that fucking asshole.
And now I'm going to grab a gun.
Go and get the gun.
It's important. Very important.
As me and Austin maintain control of the situation.
The good thing is we've got video. We've got fuck. Look, they're with the car. Wait, look, there's
And look, here comes Rebel.
Wanna play fetch? Rebel is with my sister.
I guess the only difference between them and the McMichaels is the McMichaels left the porch with their guns. But obviously they wanted to spray the roach. Because look at the like a roach. Family. I got 2 grown children. And my children are far away from ever being criminals. However, this system likes to make your children criminals nonetheless. Shoot, they like to make grown adults if you got a clean record. You an adult, black, ain't got no record, they need to make you a criminal. They throw some dirt on you. Now, would you feel comfortable with a person like that, either be anyone in that house being on your child's jury or that woman being your child's judge? What confidence could you have in the system other than people lying to you to convince you to trust your children to that? You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to play this one more time because I really want this to sink in. This is a judge's family. So when they go to places, they're the people to people's their reputation's great. They're known for being honest. They're known for being this. They're this and they're of utmost integrity. And then they get home and they doing this.
Oh, shit. Mom goes, why are the lights to your
When I
truck
pull
on?
up in the whip, they be saying, God damn.
Like, why are your lights on? They're like, pull up.
And mom's yelling, nigger, nigger.
No, kid, we have a nigger. It's a nigger. Like a roach.
Look, that's me.
No, that's
I came from the backside.
Look, he trips over the
He trips twice. He trips twice.
I was the only one running.
That's me. Kenny was standing. I'm the one that took him down. Kenny's just standing there.
He lied.
Found Austin's wallet.
Yeah. That's my phone where it fell out.
Look, Mom. The dude had a phone on him. You should have taken his phone and stolen from him, that fucking asshole.
And now I'm going to grab a gun.
Go and get the gun.
It's important. Very important.
In the written statement that she gave, she mentioned that she was part of an armed robbery. Yet all that she said and her family said he had on him was a phone. They went to go get their guns after they knew he only had a phone. So they already searched him. They knew he wasn't armed. She then turns around and tries to make herself a victim of an armed robbery. The police determined he wasn't armed. And people have the nerve to put that bed wench up there talking about, I don't know why people don't trust. There isn't a separation of a jab in who's putting the jab on people. The same people that push this are the same people. Convince me of what interest of mine for my well-being do they have. I need some money. Money talks, bullshit walks. Don't seem to me like we talking much. Stay your ass off my stuff with that get this, get that. Because we ain't doing none of it. New black media, the black grassroots, have already laid our demands out. 2022, 2024 is going to be even worse gradual loss the more that we are ignored. And then as you have all of your leaders, shout out to another dead roach. Bayard Rustin's other compadre and CIA rat hood. Bell Hooks bit the big one today. Boy, look at the Lord at work, getting all these traitors up out the mix. So y'all be very, very careful, Congressional Black Caucus. Any one of you could be on the next step of getting put out the paint. Yeah, you know, all these spirits got to come from somewhere, don't they? Which means there's one who holds your future. Some people believe it, some people don't. Well, one thing's for certain. I don't want anybody like this holding my damn future or my family. So I don't want their judicial system, and I do not want their pharma. I don't want their sorcery. You can keep your sorcery, okay?
Mom's yelling, nigger! Nigger!
Can't we have a nigger? It's a nigger. Like a roach.
Look, that's me. No, that's I came from the backside.
Look, he trips over the He trips twice.
Man, they sure sound traumatized, don't they?
That's me. Kenny was standing. I'm the one that took him down. Kenny's just standing there.
He lied. Found Austin's wallet.
Yeah. That's my phone where it fell out.
Look, Mom. The dude had a phone on him. You should take.
So, dude had a phone on him. I mean, he should have just taken it. So let's steal from him. So let's be criminal in the midst of him being criminal, and then we'll still act like victims while we were acting criminal.
Taking his phone and stolen from him, that fucking asshole.
And now I'm going to grab a gun.
Go and get the gun.
It's important. Very important.
Go get the gun.
Maintain control of the situation.
Gotta take control of the situation. That's right. Show him who's boss.
Look, they're with the car. Wait, look, there's
look, here comes
there's
Rebel.
What a play that? Trouble is with my sister.
Good grief. Gotta go get the gun. So, okay, they're over here jumping the old black man. This dude's 60 years old. 60 years old with no weapon. She turned around, right out her mouth on her little thing and say, oh, well, me and my family traumatized by this armed robbery. Like this is some, see? So first off, she don't remember any of that happening, but then she's traumatized from what she didn't remember. Told you I'm from the University of White Supremacy. If you want to know how to spot a liar, oh boy, I could take you to school, family. I know these people all too well. All too well. You remember when I showed y'all last week how I turned the sound off and just watched that woman play with that man's life? Talking about he took her phone knowing he didn't. That's why she never really dug her hand in her phone or in her purse. All of us men with wives, your wife can't find her phone. Her arm is elbow deep in that damn in that purse. Cut it out. I mean, imagine being at the car or the house, and she'll go, oh, well, I can't find my keys. She's just gonna reach at the top of the purse. Hell out of here. The hell out of here. Well, I don't feel my keys. Okay. So check this out, family. These are ads for her campaign while she was running. So check this out. One is hella funny too.
Lafayette City Court judge. I've worked as a prosecutor, handling cases ranging from disturbing the peace to capital murder, and also served as a public defender. Currently, I am the only candidate working in Lafayette City Court. My firsthand knowledge is what led me to run. I have a plan to solve the issues impacting the efficiency of this court. I promise I will uphold the law and will not legislate from the bench.
Michelle Odinet, Lafayette City Court Judge.
You know how I feel about you blacks.
Enthusiastic.
She's a good listener.
She's trustworthy.
True to her word. She's forward-thinking.
Integrity to its high.
She's forward-thinking.
Integrity to its highest level.
She has the.
She's forward-thinking.
Integrity to its highest level.
Has the right temperament for the job.
Integrity to its highest level.
She's forward-thinking.
Integrity to its highest level.
She has the right temperament for the job.
Michelle doesn't let grass grow under her feet. She gets things done.
This is not her retirement plan.
Join me.
Join me.
Join me. Join me in voting for Michelle Odinet for City Court Judge on November the 3rd.
Oh. 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 See, I had to show y'all the setup because, see, people would be like, well, you know, one mistake. No, stop it. So when you see things like this in the future for somebody, man, know what they selling you. Know what they selling you. This woman ain't no good. They just put integrity to its highest. Stop. Stop it. Integrity to its highest. You got the Allstate man up there. Because, you know, they trust. That's what I always tell my wife. You know, I'm moving into, I need to get a little more gray than I can do Allstate commercials. Because, you know, old white people trust an older black man. You know, we still kind of strong, but kind of safe. Like, he a strong man, but he just ain't feeling really in the mood to slap nobody right now. You know what I mean? B. Mick. Oh, man. Oh, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. So that is what's so funny right now. It's like, what does that dude have to got? What does he say about that now? Other than, damn, I played myself. I look like a fool. I wish they would scrub that off the internet. Integrity to its highest form. The nigga lady here? That's what you mean, bro? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Oh, my Lord. Jesus. Anyway, let me see. If I got the right one in here, let me play this other joint for you. Oh, now I know what I need to do. I need to open this window so I can share this. Because now we're finna get to the international part of the night before we wrap things up. Because, again, I need to let y'all know what is going on out here in these international Babylonian-infested streets. Oh, wow. Well, imagine this. As I'm opening up my... we done been on... Okay, so that's funny. As long as I done been on... I guess they just put out a article on the lady from New York, which is not what I'm looking for. So it says, New York's next police boss, a Queens native, comes, quote, full circle. Kishant Sewell, chief of detectives in Nassau County, will become the city's 45th police commissioner after she impressed Eric Adams with, quote, emotional challenges. As far as I'm going to go into that. 'Cause that's not really what I was looking for anyway. Emotional challenges? What the hell are you talking about? Anyway, yeah, New York, you got a new one coming. Good luck to you. Why, Bill? I'm looking for the article I'm looking for right now. It says why Bell Hooks' name is lowercase. Well, I guess she wasn't a straw man. Why her name was lowercase? Maybe that was her agent name. I'm sorry. I have no pity on rats. Male nor female. Why you laugh at her like that? Don't give a damn about a damn traitor. Shit. Let that skin get thick, family. Y'all want to be in it, but don't want to be in it. They say everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to dead. Ain't that the truth? And you want heaven on earth? Hey, man. It comes time to check some things. And when people when nature removes people out of your way, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Take that gift and shut up. That intersectionality, anti-black man shit. Guess who the author of that is? So long, Richard. May we get our families back for all that damage that you've done to us. Having people buy into a philosophy that was funded by Cosmo and the others so they could turn black women into consumers. Now, that's one thing that old Kid in Heels does have absolutely correct. He's absolutely right about that. That is true. And you should know that anyway. It should not, like, if you were getting your information from him in the first, then you were behind an eight ball anyway. But, I mean, I'm saying, if a dude who got on kidney heels, man, is your first kind of educational information about your own history, yeah, you behind the eight ball, man. For real. Feminists. So here, let me, yeah, I need to share this. This one, let me get up here. Because, see, the stuff that's really going on around the world, the American media is not telling people. It does sound cracky.
Я очень рад вас видеть. Приветствую вас. Текущий год в наших отношениях прошел под знаком.
This year in our relations has been marked by the 20th anniversary of the signing of the Treaty of Good Neighborliness and Friendly Cooperation. It's been prolonged for another 5 years. The consistent implementation of this fundamental document, which reflects deep historical traditions of friendship and mutual understanding between the Russian and Chinese people, allowed us to take our relations to the next breakthrough level.
Вывести наши отношения на беспрецедентно высокий уровень. Санитарно-эпидемические ограничения мы постоянно.
So, for those who did not understand what was happening right there, Putin and Xi from China are basically kind of linking up. So, if y'all have been paying attention about the nuclear sub deal in Australia, one of the reasons why they backed out is because of this coalition. And so China felt that they weren't getting the respect due from Australia. And so saying, well, hey, do you really think America would stop protecting itself to protect you? So yeah, Australia's in a hell of a pickle right now But there's a lot of international posturing going on. And for those who don't know, because I'm sure there are some who don't, Australia is a continent. The two on the south, Australia and Antarctica. Huh?
Oh, I didn't know that it was I was looking at commercial.
Let me see. So let me show you. This part. I mean, because there's some stuff going on out here around this world, and I gotta show you this other joint. Yes, family. Remember, I've been warning y'all about this international thing that's going on too, because we have our beef. Everybody outside the rest of the world is understanding how we look at ourselves as different. That's why all of a sudden you're starting to hear them talking about division talk. Well, yeah, we don't get a chance to participate in all the spoils. And funny, I heard somebody that's a line that's trying to be pushed, because in these rooms, in these spaces on Twitter, I just recently heard that line too. That somehow we're benefiting from white supremacy or white imperialism. Remember, I told you was going to start seeing that too. The people that believe that, oh, well, we can't let white supremacy fall. We got to do something to keep that propped up. Now, what are we going to do? Well, in the real world, outside of Fantasyland America, and especially Fantasyland Twitter, here's what's really coming your way, family.
Drones that act like a swarm of bees, and others that could hide from enemy radar. These are some of the latest remotely operated military aircraft in China's arsenal.
We've seen sort of an explosion of creativity from the Chinese defense industry.
And Beijing has said modernization includes building more sophisticated drones at a time of tension between the US and China.
They want a military that can employ artificial intelligence, autonomous systems, and generally a lot more unmanned systems.
China's military spending is lower than the US, but Beijing has been dedicating a growing portion of its budget to drones and other military equipment. And while Chinese drones don't have as much battlefield experience as the American-made ones, we compare different models to see how Beijing is pushing new designs and capabilities to better equip its military for possible conflicts in the region. Since the 1930s, the US military has been one of the early pioneers of unmanned aerial vehicles. Today, it flies a fleet of thousands of drones that have operated in countries including Iraq, Pakistan, and Afghanistan.
Drones are going to become very important in modern combat.
Timothy Heath.
Did you catch that? Drones are going to be very important in modern combat, aka urban warfare, meaning taking out in city streets. Y'all paying attention?
Important in modern combat.
Timothy Heath has been studying China's military strategy for more than 20 years and is a senior researcher at RAND Corporation, a nonprofit organization that contributes strategic analysis to the U.S. Department of Defense. Drones offer options unavailable to manned aircraft, since they can be remotely operated or autonomously follow pre-programmed paths.
There is a low risk of human casualties. You get the ability to loiter, for example, and to use advanced sensors so you can have more precise targeting. In general, drones are lower cost than manned aircraft.
It's these capabilities that have made China interested in expanding and modernizing its own fleet.
They are building on what the U.S. military have done. The first generation of Chinese unmanned aircraft were pretty derivative of the U.S.
One of China's earliest models looks almost identical to the U.S. Predator drone and works similarly. Both are remotely controlled via satellite and can carry missiles. But China is also tweaking the design so its drones are better suited for wherever its military is likely to deploy them. Like the Global Hawk, the Chinese military says the WZ-7 is capable of operating at a high altitude to conduct surveillance missions. But the U.S. drone is larger and can fly for longer periods of time, allowing it to operate around the globe to support air and ground forces.
WZ-7 probably is going to be used mainly in the region for the maritime space in the East China Sea and South China Sea. In that area, the Chinese don't need as long an endurance.
Silent D, you already know. When they start talking, it's not really going to be all that many casualties. Yeah, for the people who sending the drone. But you can just put that thing, a nuclear bomb on that mug, yeah, you're going to have instantaneous mass casualties.
Chinese don't need as long an endurance.
What it does need is the ability to navigate unstable weather conditions in the region, like typhoons. So the WZ-7 is designed with 2 sets of overlapping wings that the Chinese military says create more airborne stability. Besides tweaking designs, China is also rethinking how many drones it can deploy at the same time. The Golden Eagle 150B can drop small bombs, and China has said it wants to use several of them simultaneously.
It's kind of like a swarm of bees where each individual bee knows what it must do and can make its own decisions. If one bee next to it gets killed, the others will continue swarming to sting.
China hasn't demonstrated these drones, but showed how the swarming tactic would work with another aircraft. The military hasn't said how it will manage a large network like this remotely. Drone experts say the key would be to program them with sophisticated sensors to communicate with each other, so they approach the target together while avoid crashing into one another. If the swarming drones can work in the real world, this cheaper unit could help exhaust an enemy's missile defense system.
Absolutely right.
Another creative approach China is taking combines some of the best features from multiple aircraft to build something that's not in the U.S. arsenal. China's GJ-11 is a reconnaissance combat drone that has some of the features of an American B-2 bomber. For instance, a flying wing design that allows the airframe to deflect radar signals.
Ooh.
China hasn't publicly demonstrated this drone, but he says it would probably rely more on automation, unlike the B-2 bomber, which needs 2 pilots on board.
Because it's flying far from Chinese command centers, it flies at a very high altitude. They would have to program in some mission parameters, and the GJ-11 would rely on navigation capabilities and target identification capabilities to carry out its strikes behind enemy lines.
There's definitely some distance between development and deployment.
Elsa Kania is an adjunct senior fellow at the nonprofit and bipartisan think tank Center for a New American Security, which received some funding from the U.S. State Department. She's been studying China's military tech innovation for about 7 years. The Chinese military hasn't used its drone in real warfare, but over the past decade, the country has exported over 200 drones to 16 countries.
They've been crashed, there have been complaints about the reliability, but as Chinese drones are used by other militaries, the data or the insights generated from those use cases may improve their design or development going forward.
The Chinese Defense Ministry didn't respond to a request for comment. Last year, the official newspaper for the Chinese military said that drones are a new experiment and a growing trend for future combat. Kania says the newer models point to...
Family, do you really believe that they are so far behind on their technology? They knew what they gave out to other people, but they're not showing you what they kept for themselves. But they knew exactly what they gave out to other people. These people are at the height of technology. They're not making these type of errors, family. All the stuff in America that comes from there, get out of here with that.
And a growing trend for future combat. Kania says the newer models point to how China could eventually integrate AI and machine learning to improve performance and make them highly autonomous. But that also raises questions about the security of any AI-driven drone.
There are ways that drones can be hacked, jammed, disrupted. With increased autonomy, does come a greater risk of failures that are unexpected or of systems that are immature proving to be unreliable.
Despite all these concerns, China is quickly advancing not just the development of drones, but other parts of its arsenal. And that could increase concerns from the U.S. and its allies in the region.
With these drones, what you'll see is the Chinese will be able to respond even faster and more effectively. It's possible that a long-term effect of increased Chinese use of UAVs to dominate its neighbors is increased tensions between China and many of its neighbors.
You know, something I can't help but think about. Something they said about the drones. So you can program them with a mission. And so when you program the drone, then it will have a target. Well, if a human being is transmitting a signal, then how hard would it be for an AI targeting system to find you? Just a thought. Yeah, just a thought. So here's another little tasty tidbit of some news that's going on involving the same situation. So just more people at play. Just check this out.
Arms build up as tensions heighten along its border with Ukraine. Haley Ott is with us this morning to talk more about that story as well as other international headlines. What more can you tell us, Haley?
Good morning, Anne-Marie. Russia has said that it may be forced to deploy in Europe a type of nuclear weapon that's been banned since the late 1980s if NATO refuses to engage with Moscow to prevent further escalations of tensions. The comments by Russia's deputy foreign minister came amid a standoff between Russia and NATO, where Russia is demanding security guarantees from the West as the U.S. and its NATO allies warn Moscow to pull back from a possible invasion of Ukraine. Russia denies any plan to invade Ukraine, but it's been amassing troops on the border. The banned nukes are known as intermediate-range nuclear forces, which can travel from around 300 to over 3,000 miles. The missiles were banned in Europe in 1987 under a treaty agreed by then U.S. President Ronald Reagan and Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev in what was seen at the time as a massive easing of Cold War tensions. The U.S. abandoned that deal in 2019 after alleging for years that Russia was violating it. Next, we go to Turkey, where a crash in the value of the local currency this year, plus rising inflation, has increased the cost of living in Istanbul and other cities by around 50%. This has left poorer people struggling to afford everyday basics like bread and led to long food lines at publicly run bakeries around Istanbul. These bakeries offer subsidized bread for a slightly cheaper price, but even they are feeling the financial squeeze. The Bakers Union says the price for flour increased by 85% between April and November this year. Critics are blaming President Erdogan for the economic collapse, which has happened under his watch. Now to Canada, where the defense minister and the country's highest-ranking military officer issued an official apology on Monday to victims and survivors of sexual harassment and violence in the Canadian Armed Forces. Over the past year, a stream of Canadian military leaders has been removed from active service over accusations of sexual misconduct. At least 11 have been investigated, dismissed, or forced to retire. The apology was part of a $700 million class action settlement, which included almost 19,000 claims. Finally, here in the UK, prosecutors say that the case of Anne Secoulis, the American woman who's been accused of killing teenage motorcyclist Harry Dunn with her car, will be heard by a British court. After the crash in 2019 outside a Royal Air Force base, the U.S. said Secoulis had diplomatic immunity and she was allowed to leave the country. The UK tried to extradite Secoulis from the United States, but its request was denied. UK prosecutors say a date for the hearing has been set for next month, but Secoulis' lawyer denied that an agreement for her to appear remotely via video link had been made. Anne-Marie, prosecutors here had previously authorized a charge of causing death by dangerous driving against Secoulis, but they haven't confirmed if that's the charge she'll be facing in this upcoming hearing. Harry Dunn.
She's in the UK, but she can't get extradited, or she's in the US but can't get extradited back to the UK? Shenanigans.
Mother said that Secoulis being tried in a British court was all that she and the rest of Harry's family had wanted after his death.
Wow. Haley Ott, thank you very much. It's threat.
International white privilege. International white privilege. Can't make this up. So you add that to everything that I've shown you tonight. We got a lot going on, don't we, family? One thing about what I showed y'all tonight with the judge situation, everything that she touched in her career needs to be looked at. It needs to be looked at and re-examined. And they already have people on that because, I mean, that's one of the first things when I saw it on Twitter. It was like, yo, y'all need to look at every case that this woman has touched. Shoot, pretty much like Rod Underhill in my city. They need to go re-examine everything that he's touched because a lot of these cities have biased prosecutors, biased DAs, biased public defenders, most importantly, biased judges and biased anti-black individuals on juries. Shoot, you might luck out and get luck of the draw and get you an anti-black black person. Candace Owens might be on your jury. Jesse Lee Peterson might be on your jury. Brandon Tatum might be on your jury. You feel what I'm saying? Hashtag weeping white women. Sugar Jones, hey, hey. All right, Philadelphia. Yes, indeed. And you know, like y'all, I showed y'all's police commissioner is Danielle Outlaw. She was the former police chief from here, from Portland, so from 503 out there to Philly. She was trying to get all the way. She was trying to get the big stage, though. She wanted that New York gig. And who knows? Just let a few more disasters happen. You know, she's one of them, like I said. She's an opportunist. And again, there's always room for a pretty stud in front of a camera. They love the pretty studs. They love pretty studs. Because she's going to hold the line, but she comes out, I'm black. But they say they love pretty studs. You know, I can't say any of these women is bad looking. You know, they're not bad looking. They're not bad looking at all. But best believe, you know what you see when you see what you see. So you don't need to play no games with it. You feel me? Oh man, they was gonna make sure they was gonna throw a black woman in your face though. They made sure of that. Yeah, it's gonna be a black woman. You getting a black woman either way it goes. That is 4 different sisters that was gonna be in that job. So I mean, I'll let you know. But the reason why they got them 4 sisters, because that sways, that just helps sway black folks. Because black folks, boy, oh boy, we love symbolism. We love it. We love symbolism. So man, we finally got us a black. She gonna do something. Man, them bad police, they in trouble now. No, they just bought themselves even more cover. Because now because she's their boss, and you got a black mayor, you ain't gonna complain to who you gonna complain to about these white cops. You gonna go complain to the black dude and say, do something about these white people? That's when the Florida Evans comes out in these individuals. All of a sudden, they start swallowing their tongues. Then you know what they'll do? They'll start blaming rap music. When all else fails, let's blame the young black people. Oh, man, we ain't getting over it. Let's see our young babies out here. Boy, I'll tell you, these young kids out here, boy, no direction. Well, you the parents. Where you think the direction supposed to be coming from? And you sold them symbolism when you should have been preparing them for tangibles. I don't need my children to have no symbolism. I don't want my grandchildren to have no symbolism. I want them to have tangibles. And we should have tangibles. We should have been the generation growing up having tangibles in the first place. I should not be here. My parents should not be here without tangibles. This should have already been done. So to say it was so long ago, well, then you better go ahead and tax some interest on it. It was so long ago. What debt wipes away? That means you owe that much more because you haven't paid. And then made excuses for not paying. And then you say, well, here's another thing. I don't know how many people claim to be Christians and claim to know the Bible and what it is. Well, here's one that's often overlooked that's in red letters in the New Testament. So you don't have to even question, what did Jesus say? Yeah, he did. It's in red letters. Whatever you want to call that man, the man that his words are written in red letters. I don't call him Jesus, but you do. So what I will say is, he told these people they were guilty of the sins of their fathers, not because their fathers' sins, but because they knew to which they were living off of that gain from their father's sin, which makes them just as guilty. So when you prosper off of your father's sin, you're no longer bound by the sins of your fathers because you have joined them in it. Sorry, your grandma with the big Bible on the table didn't teach you that. Hooey. Symbolism is extremely deadly. And we have no time to concern ourselves with symbolism, especially when people could throw themselves in our face, jump themselves on our cause, and have the nerve to shift our cause into now talking about Islamophobia. Boy, I'll tell you these people something else. And look at this. In the midst of this, Facebook has to go before the record and admit that the funky ass fact checkers had nothing more than opinions, which we knew all the time because I'm a fact. We see us in the new black media are receipt-oriented people. So when we come to the table, we had our receipts. So they'll say that this is not true. Well, here is the receipts that I had. Where are you getting your information that debunks this already proven information? So then they'll be like, oh, well, oh man, my bad, it was a mistake. We'll flag you, and then it just be a mistake, and you can't get a hold of nobody for no reason. So yeah, Facebook, and everybody understands that y'all been following me since last February. Y'all watched me get banned for 120 plus days off of Facebook from going live doing my Black History Month program on Facebook, because I did it here on YouTube and on Facebook at the same time. And I got blocked off of Facebook. I had Silent D and Mac Rue on that broadcast. And we also, see, this is what they didn't like. A piece of little truth came out on that little episode too, letting people know that the government was sending paid people here to protest, while making sure these people got in front of the grassroots. So we showed that one up though. I ain't gonna have it no more. You got your one shot. One shot. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Brother love. Boy, this cat. Y'all remember the dude that got punched over the fence in Oakland because he was over there hanging with the Proud Boys? The black dude got punched in the mouth. Like, get out of here. Well, that old chump was up here trying to see what they would do, Proud Boys travel with their coons. Same with the black chick. They travel with these coons, and then the coons go out there and be like little fake agitators, like they down with the black folks in the movement. And then they'll do something, then all the white folks will come and jump on them, and then you'll see like, oh, we're coming, and it'll just start a melee for nothing. And then everybody says, look at all of these black people. They're all savages and blah, blah, blah. Truth be told, it's a manufactured fight by the Proud Boys with their lone white black dude that now other people feel, because of course they're going to feel camaraderie with you. So now here's a big fight. Now all the cameras are catching it and all the phones are out. Look at these people fighting. Antifa and Black Lives Matter. So on that broadcast, yeah, we let you know that them people were straight paid informants. Rats like bell hooks. And Bayard Rustin. Snitches. Rest in piss. Ain't gonna get no love out my mouth for a damn anti-black snitch-ass rat like bell hooks. I know people, oh my God. I'm talking nice, to be quite honest. Give a damn about nobody, some anti-black got our head all up their ass trying to sell us up the river. Miss me. If you can't get over your feelings up and emotions about that, that's why I got the pants on, player. Cause I ain't got no problem letting that shit go. Them people ain't got no love for you, man, and they'll do this type of shit to you. And get that out your mind, man. These people don't have no love for you. But ask me who, and I know who do. The United Empires of Alcabuline. Come on over and come get you some. You understand me? And we're going to be doing, me and Tina Bear are going to be doing one of these broadcasts here real soon for y'all. Just to kind of let y'all, fill y'all in on this micronation thing. Just something to try to give us a little something outside of the devil. You know what I mean? I mean, the devil say you should trust something like this. This is the new one. And I showed you the Black Hammer. Damn, you even got people like this saying, we need cows. Because they really not like this. They more so like this. See, in this space, I understand when a lot of people think alpha. I think alpha. That's when I think alpha. Like the person who they play second fiddle to. That's when maybe it's me. But when I hear people talking about Kyle Rittenhouse was okay and whatnot like that, man, nah, I can't agree. And that's also the type of talk that says, well, we got different opinions. And what about opinions? When people say stuff like that, family, only people who talk about opinions are white supremacists or suspected white supremacists. You will never see anybody who's rocking like this, talking like that. Okay, so know the difference. Know the difference. I mean, because a person like this would probably definitely talk like that. Or like that. Definitely like this. And all of that. Just so you can end up like that. Is that what you want to be, family? Is this where you want to be, family? Y'all better stop listening to people like this. I'm telling y'all better stop listening to these type of people. Check some pearls on your screen right now, family. Oh, he done changed. You know how many people actually told me that, or actually they thought that Joe Biden had apologized to black people for his crime bill? Like, no, the hell he hadn't. The thinking of this dude is so wishful. It's you start imagining things that didn't happen because you're more like this guy. What's cool about that?
I have sinned against you, my Lord.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
I'm not asking what's in the infusion. I'm not looking up all of the ingredients in the infusion. I am sticking out my arm and I am taking the infusion.
So I wanted to really, really make this point tonight. Don't trust these people. Don't trust these people. Do not trust these people. Ain't in no avenue that they've shown you any elements of trust. And right now, trust costs. Hashtag trust costs. Just let them know. Hashtag trust costs. You want this trust? You want this vote? You want our support? You want our voice? You want to use my pen or shall you use yours? First things first. But if you want to do it the hard way, then, well, hey, that is up to you. But, I mean, hey, you said her hair looking like butter, biscuit, dipped, and frosted. Beatty, I think she's really I think she kind of aiming to be like the first speaker because she's the one that's being more vocal. I think Maxine, she'll take a pass. She's done her work. Oh, golly, man. I tell you, these people here, and it's like they right now just holding on to their jobs. It's not for nothing. It ain't for us. We over here talking about what you put a Twitter poll out there to say, what do y'all want? We want reparations. All right, let's talk about immigration. No, reparations. All right, what about this Voting Rights Act? Reparations. Overwhelming number. Only thing black folks want. And the one group that's supposed to be representing black people's voice, regardless if they pay no attention, we didn't ask you your opinion. We said what we wanted. Go get it. Hashtag trust costs. If you ain't got your checkbook out, then you better put your syringe back in your pocket. Purse up. You ain't got no more time for that. And any chump talking about how stupid we are for not voting is a clown coon. And, you know, there's a place where Bell Hooks is headed for a person talking that shit too. Roland. And the other two geniuses that got me blocked, I don't know why people follow y'all because I peeped y'all game a long time ago. Maybe that's why y'all blocked me. But I understand it was real crafty using y'all. But then when people actually came out, man, you know, I have that crazy knack that people be like, hey, you know what, I could trust you with this. So I heard the information right off the rip. I was like, damn, I didn't hope it wasn't that bad. And then I seen the Sandy Darity letter. I said, oh, okay, all right. Well, I'll just stand on back here. But I know people don't understand the inner workings of what was happening because these people went on a block parade real quick and started blocking everybody that was attached to other people. Most people thought it was about Tariq Nasheed. It was not. It was about a person in their own organization who actually had the real information. That's what that was about. Not to mention the fact that certain people actually had a backdoor relationship with Roland Martin. Why do you think they're never blocked and they're always interacting? And all the rest of us are blocked from both of them. Beep, 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 beep. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, family. Let me just point something out. Danielle Outlaw, that's the one in the middle. She looked like a pretty version of someone, don't she? She looked like a pretty version of somebody. If someone had a pretty cousin, who would that possibly be? Pretty stud cousin. Stud cousins. Whoo, Lord forgive me. Again, I just want to make sure I'm pointing something out because y'all know how that Bell Hooks thing was moving. That was moving in Studville. So these black women who prefer to deal with white women, but they're professionals, so they keep it, you know, on the pretty tip as long as they can. I mean, you see some people's glamour shots. There was an opportunity to be that back in the day, but as we are approaching middle 40s, that ship is clearly sailed. So anyway, what I'm saying is we have to understand that these people choose to use people within our movement, but just like that judge, these are the people to whom our infiltrators are really listening to. Tim Sewell. Oh man, you know I don't like to mess with people too much, man. You know, so I just left that. I left that picture to y'all imagination, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she kind of looked like the pretty cousin of somebody you might know. Breaking something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shoot. Oh, Lordy me. Oh, Lord. Lord. Tim S'more. Like I said, I mean, am I wrong? That is the cute cousin. That's the cute stud cousin. Stud cousins. Oh, man. Finna go to that convention in Chicago. Held by Lori Lightfoot. Oh, man. Oh, man. Lordy, Lordy. They all look mean. They're going to that Lori Lightfoot convention. The Women of Force convention. No, I ain't mention no names. Yeah, no. I mean, and because I don't, that's when I know other people are taking subliminal taps. And as much as people be thinking, hey, he's swinging off of somebody else's nuts. Oh boy, did you learn the hard way. Oh, I carry mine, baby. And I don't have to swing off of no one's. We all men over here. We could all hold our own. Because I'm a comrade to another brother means I'm on somebody else's nuts. Shut up, punk. Dogs run the yard, and I run with other people to whom I can stand back to back with. Outside of that, I'm grown up, you shouldn't even be talking. Can't put your hands to nothing. Got your mouth on what everybody else doing. Shut up. This new day and age, man, is amazing to me. I'm like, y'all be listening. Everybody ain't got an opinion. No, the hell they don't. They gonna enforce it? I mean, where y'all from? Oh, man. Oh, no. This real true spirit needs to come back, obviously, because they've been pushing, force feeding y'all garbage. Like, what's wrong with a little Nas X? I'll tell you what, let little Nas X prove his bones. Get on a rap tour. Let other people interact with this dude on the road before we start talking about he this, he that, giving him influential awards and all of that. All of that's just by white folks. The same people that just would say, oh man, we just had an armed robbery. They confirmed that the dude wasn't even armed. He was armed with a cell phone, and then you hear him talking about the cell phone. Well, I don't even remember that conversation. They're over there reliving the actual incident. And these are the type of people who will get up in front of the courts and say, we have no reason or no business teaching critical race theory to our children because we, as these good old suspected white supremacist women, should raise our children to be racist against your kids without any opposition of that control. I mean, you might make white kids feel bad. Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Woo-wee. You feel me? Mammies United. For real. And they eager to please, too. We about to go over there more. Oh, man, you keep an eye on New York. New York is building up an absolute coon government. So if you ain't watching what's happening out there in New York, I would advise you strongly pay attention because, man, it's looking like do nothing Negro. Like they're setting up a hedge of the do nothings. I'm just watching it. And then there's some other things that we have heard that are coming down the pike. Deneen Soul, hey. Yes, fellow Gemini, absolutely. Thank you. New York is falling. And, oh, man, y'all got some things to deal with. Y'all got some things to deal with. Y'all got some when they come back in session in January, they trying to pass some crazy mess out there. So y'all be on top of that out there, y'all, because they trying to sneak in some forced stuff, and if you denying it, trying to throw you into jail. They trying to imprison. He said, yes, we do. I'm moving out to Portland. Come on out here. We need more folks out here. You know? Man, oh man. Because it's a shame. It is a shame. When I heard what they trying to do out there in New York, I'm like, I mean, it's only a matter of time before they can get it to somewhere else. But the reason why they do it in New York is because y'all a federal state. Y'all one of the few states. Actually, wait, New York's the only federal state, right? The only state of the union that's under federal jurisdiction, I believe. So I mean, like, that is the launching point for every type of law coming down the pipe, because New York looks like a city, but it's really a representation of a federal law. And then they'd be like, well, you know, it went through in New York, and so we just gonna go ahead and move it on to DC. Man, these people are wicked and evil, family. So I hope that y'all are prepared. Understand this is serious. You know, definitely, of course, everybody in this region, this area of New Black Media is telling you stay prepared, stock up, keep them power tools handy, power tools at the ready. You know, your canned goods, your water. I don't know if y'all even familiar on how to make a hobo stove. If y'all know how to make hobo stoves, you don't get your little wax joints. You know what I'm saying? If you can make you some fire, get you your matches, your lighters, or whatever you need. Get your little tea lights or whatever. If y'all know about the hobo stoves, y'all can just cut a little slit in the bottom side of a coffee can, turn that mug upside down, you have a frying surface. So, you know, there are elements that you can do out here. If you are by a river or a lake, make sure the lake is not feeding into a river, because a river would have ocean water. It'll be clean fish, but it'll be still salt water. Not as much as an ocean, but, you know, just make sure you know where you're at and the water sources that you have available. If you can, if you're in a rainy environment, store you some rainwater. Here, they've subsequently stopped that and have made it illegal to store your own rainwater, because, of course, they want you to be relying on them. Of course, and that's why you can no longer live off the grid as well. Thanks, Barack Obama. So, you know, just be mindful of that, family, and just different things you could do. Out here, outdoor school is mandatory. So, I mean, you learn how to be able to survive outdoors at 11 here, you know, for real. So, and I've been fishing since I was a kid. So, you know, you can fish, hunt. You know, you want to get your hands dirty with some worms or clean a fish, scale a fish. If you really want to get into it, you could clean an animal. But if you ain't eating animals, learn the landscape of the greenery around you, and learn what is edible, what's poisonous, the different health properties and something. Because even if something is not edible in its form and its state there, it might be able to be cooked down, made into a tea or an elixir or something of the sort. You know, yeah, fish. And fish has multiple properties. When you're eating, if you can get you some Pacific, if you can ever get family from the West Coast, salmon from the West Coast, family, I would advise you to. Atlantic is cool. Y'all got to deal with what y'all got. But if you can ever get your hands on our fish, jump at the chance. Trust me. Trust me. If you can get some fish from here, I'm talking about take it all. Take it all. Okay? Take it all. I mean, we see, even here in the store, like, you may come across some king salmon, because I don't know if you guys ever even see coho, Chinook. I don't know if or king salmon out there. I don't know if you guys ever even see those. I doubt it. I think that might probably go as far as Texas. So maybe y'all in the Texas get it at a fancy restaurant or something. But out here, like, that's our river. Like, I'm in Chinook country. So said, send me some. Right, Judah Queen. Ooh, if I could, that fish, I wish that fish could keep. But I don't know. We might have to figure something out. Right here, like here, the natives too. The natives, if you ever out here on the West Coast and this Northwest, any of y'all out here, y'all see some natives parked on the side of the road selling salmon, y'all better stop and go fool them people. Trust me. Trust me. If you ever come out here out west, anywhere from Portland to Seattle to Canada border, if you see some natives on the side of the road with a truckload of fish selling, they got this, we're selling Chinook salmon, get it. Get it. Treat yourself and get it. Treat yourself. Oh man, I'm talking about boy. Oh, Oh yeah, it'll get you. It'll get you. It'll get you. So, so with that being said, family, I appreciate everybody that has hung with me tonight. Please hit that like and share button. For all who have yet to subscribe to this broadcast, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time this broadcast goes live or I upload a video. Hopefully, but of course, we know I'm semi-shadow banned, so it's a 50-50 luck of the draw right there. Also, before I go, I want to make sure in the description I have a link to the call to action page for Michelle Avan. And that's the hashtag in the chat or in the banner right there. Hashtag justice for Michelle Avan. Her murderer, his next court date is January 20th. So, of course, y'all know me, myself, Black Mama, and Tina Berry and others have been on this story. The family reached out and just wanted to make sure that we kind of helped do our part just to make sure the family gets the support from this space, especially when people are reaching out. We want to make sure that we can aid as much as possible. You dig? So make sure you guys go check out that link that is in the description of this broadcast. Justice for Michelle Avan. She is a B1 sister, clearly, who was unfortunately murdered in a apparent domestic dispute situation with another former co-worker of hers. So it's kind of a tricky political thing going on right now, but nonetheless, we want to show support to the family, and that's what we are doing. So, again, please go to the link in the description. Go check it out. We will be giving more information about this as time draws nigh to this man going before the judge again. So with that being said, y'all can follow me on Instagram at beatzillapdx. You can follow me on Twitter, beatzillapdx, and on Facebook at beatzillapdx, and of course on Patreon at beatzillapdx official, and on Melanated People, Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. Yes, indeedy. All right, Shawana Stevens, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am appreciative of all of y'all being here. And, of course, you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And then, of course, if you feel so inclined to donate to this platform, you can by putting a little change in the buckets at CashApp, $beatzillapdx. That is CashApp, $beatzillapdx. Also, we also have PayPal. So you can hit PayPal at Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK. And with that being said, I hope y'all have a blessed evening. I will see y'all tomorrow over on Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur's broadcast. So, I am definitely looking forward to that. And y'all have a blessed evening, because y'all know how we do over here. And this is obviously going to be a powerful, powerful week. Once again, shout out to my family here, the United Empires of Alkebulan, and my good sister Tina Berry, Pride at Bentley, and others, And with that, I am going to do how we do here. Here we go. Where is the master here? There we go. So with that being said, family, I want y'all to have a blessed night. I will see y'all tomorrow over on Queen Ahmadiyya Shakur broadcast. So be on the lookout for that. And then, of course, we'll be right back here on Friday for the weekly wrap-up. All right? So with that being said, y'all have a blessed night, y'all. Shalom.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him, no. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.